All right. I think we're live, guys. We should be. Hello.
Hello.
This is Jessica.
Because they don't know.
And I'm Dustin. And we are your live stream hosts today. So I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I definitely, absolutely recognize you from the comments over the years. So congratulations on being first.
Yeah.
What's going on, Tim? I don't know if you're still in here. You guys were in here a little early. We got Mary here, Kenny. What's up, guys? So, JB Fox, people are starting to come in here.
There we
Christopher, Tim's still in here. What's going on? Item Shop Daily. I'm going to open up a soda. I don't know how loud it will sound. Sorry. Hey, Joss. What's going on? Official J-Man. It's today Taco Tuesday, so I actually bought 2 dinosaur taco holders today out thrifting.
We ate tacos. Was that yesterday?
Has anyone seen my sock? Well, hopefully not Moose, because he'll steal socks.
All of them.
What's up, David? Mountain Dew? No, it's cherry 7-Up, 0 sugar. So, I mean, I'm showing my age now because what is it like? I saw a video by Company Man, and he was talking about how like it's only for older people now.
I like it. I'm not old.
When is Dustin going to change his hair color? Oh, just slowly over the years. I'm gonna let nature take its course on that one. Either that or get that Just for Men's going on. Slowly going nowhere. What's going on? Squirrely Resell. We're doing pretty good. She's been taking it easy, but I've been insanely busy personally out there filming night and day for you guys for what is going to be the biggest project I've tried to take on since the Dream Home Challenge, which I shouldn't have done. But anyways, I did that. But this is wild, and it's going to be, I don't know, can I do it in one video? And I guess to add to that, since I was filming that, I have a backlog of 2 other videos I'm going to edit. So that's going to be next week. This week's going to have 2 banners, though. Super lawn thrift videos. You say something.
Oh. Yes. Gindigs. I am doing all of the work. And somebody else said, when are we going to fill up our shelves instead of the floor? We're working on cleaning up the barn and getting a little bit more organization going because we have some future plans that we'll tell you about maybe later.
Item Shop Daily takes naps in the plush bins in Goodwill. Would not recommend.
No.
Tony, what's up? I saw that video. Which one?
All of them.
I have like 650 videos. I get confused quickly when people will be like, do you remember the video where no. When will you fill up your shelves instead of on the floor? We actually got she did while I was out filming this last week. Like literally all I've been doing is filming. I'm gonna drive the best thrift video ever or series, but from that footage. But she started putting some of our old plastic shelves in that area to start getting that stuff off the floor.
Yeah.
What's up, Grant? We missed you too. She missed you the most, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm a man with no emotions. Beth, good afternoon to you as well. What's going on, Herbs, man? Little Miss Q, hello. She has big eye rolls.
Oh, because you said you were doing
I
was taking a break.
I was like looking for rolls on the eyes there.
Yes, my eye rolls.
Hey, Brandon. If I miss anybody, just say hi
You're
again.
not the only one homesteading.
I thought your name was Justin. Yeah, that's all my life, man. Doing all the work. Oh, yeah. Hello, James. Was getting worried. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I took a little bit of a break because I want to make something different. It's the same, but it's better. And so I went out there and filmed like a madman. What's he doing?
Hold on.
Our dog's being, one of our dogs is being crazy.
What are you doing?
Dream Home Challenge just took a while indeed. Yeah, I didn't really understand. Like, I didn't really set that up properly when I did that challenge. Hey, what's going on, Bob? Take naps in the plush. Vindicator. Oh, did I already see that? Love the videos. Keep them coming. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I don't have a question. Hi, love your show. Thank you. Hey, we got Roger here.
The Roger Federer.
Who are your favorite YouTube resellers? I really like that up and coming pro picker channel. Like, I like to root for the underdogs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a serious answer to that. I like Philly Flipper. Dave's okay.
Hey, give Dave a little more credit.
Hey, I said he's okay.
He's
That's
hardworking.
high praise for me.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm trying to think. You're putting me on the spot. Here's the issue, I'll say names and then people will be upset I didn't say like them. Collector's Luck. I don't know. Homeschooling Picker.
Oh, who's the other one?
Part-time Pickers.
No.
Well, yeah, you don't like him?
No, I like him.
Oh,
He's
just
great.
in, folks.
There's homeschooling
Just
picker,
in, folks.
Homeschooling Picker, and who's the other one that starts with an H? Because I always get them like their names mixed up. I know their faces. You know what I'm talking about.
Hustle at Home Mom?
Hustle at Home Mom, yes.
Oh, Phoenix Resale. I'm just saying.
yeah,
Now we're
that
just
guy,
saying names
that
at this
guy.
point. All of them. They're all great. How's Andrew doing? A lot better. I'm basically 100% now, thankfully. Well, let's see an update of the house. It's very Spartan, meaning very not well done.
We haven't really decorated. A
No,
whole lot.
I know it's because we were just surrounded by stuff for so long.
It's nice to look like nobody lives here.
Yeah, it was rough.
Although I will say we did have our Christmas trees up for a little while. I just put them away like 2 days ago.
The wife and I are building a barn. That would be awesome to do, to actually build one from scratch. So like, I'm very proud of what we like accomplished with this barn, but there's definitely things I would do different if I had like the resources to have built one. I mean, we probably could have, but buying pre-existing in this area was just cheaper.
I would have put a bathroom in our barn.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% that. That's one of the things that like actually threatens our chance of maybe ever having an employee if we were to do that, is we'd probably have to put one in then. What would you consider a fair price just for labor? Oh, it's so all over the place. Like,
I have no idea.
yeah, you would have like, I mean, that's going to be based on area, the kind of work you're trying to get done.
Get a guy.
Yeah, get a few guys. Like, honestly, you should have like 3 quotes for anything that you get done. Are you off YouTube for now? No. Next video is tomorrow.
This is our check-in to tell you that we're still here.
Trying to get sponsored by 7-Up. Yep. They actually have these right now at Kroger, and you can get buy 2, get 3 for free. So they are now they're the price that they were in 2020. That dog. Take that toy and wrapper from. Oh, really? You had to pick that one?
It's just a toy.
I think full-time picker feel more pressure to always pick. Yeah, well, I went out there and I went on a buying spree, guys, but like I did it to is it kind of a challenge, and you'll see it. It's going to be structured differently, and that's going to be next week. This week we do have 1 or 2 awesome videos. They're going to be awesome. Okay. That is. Hey. All right. Look at me moderating and talking at the same time. Been really selling part-time. How often do you actually not find things that get discouraged? I mean, the thing is like, and you're gonna. This is actually gonna be like so apt to the video that I'm putting together for next week. I mean, you keep going till you find stuff. You're going to, especially thrifting, heck, even yard sales. I mean, you shouldn't have like an expectation that like every time you go in, you're gonna like find a ton of stuff. It's unrealistic. And I think like a lot of the videos I've edited and created over the years, while being super valuable, and a lot of the videos in the space in general, shy away from showing the misses. And I mean, that's obviously because like it's not as interesting. It's not as interesting. So
you don't watch videos to watch them walk around.
So this is gonna be this is gonna be really raw next week. Let's just say like it's gonna be really interesting in that regard. But yeah, so my thoughts on that is don't give up, keep looking. If you're running into like places where you never find anything and you're like, oh man, everybody's finding stuff before me, the old expression of hit them where they ain't makes sense in this business. So if you know everybody's rushing over to the estate sale with GI Joes and stacks of NES cartridges and stuff, and they're selling them for 70% of eBay anyways, that's probably not where to go.
Go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else. And that's easy. And I get things can be area dependent too. How often do you actually not find? Oh,
You answered that. You answered like both.
oh, okay. Hey, there you go, man. I just think you guys are trying too hard. Where is the old pro picker? Now it's all actually. So that's kind of weird. So I will say this, and it's fair enough. I can accept criticism, but I hear some people say that, and I think there's like this like anti whatnot sentiment. So the moment I say whatnot, it's like the whole video is about whatnot, which I don't think is fair because like I do like a 25-30 minute thrift video, for instance. I mention whatnot in an ad for 1 minute of that video. And then I have eBay comps and I'm talking eBay. I mean, of course, I'm going to specify if we bought a bunch of squish.
The vast majority of the things that we buy are for eBay. But while we're out there, if we do find something that we can, put on whatnot and give our people a good deal, we're going to do that too. And obviously we need to tell people that's what we're doing, because if people think we're just buying for eBay and we're making this mass profit, we're not making a big profit on this one item that we're going to sell on whatnot, because stuff doesn't sell for as much on whatnot as it would on eBay.
Oh wow, I always do this on live.
You're like way behind.
Sorry to switch off what you were just saying.
No,
there.
I was
but Allie, I understand where you're coming from. The thing is, like, people all like, I think you're always gonna kind of have that with any content creator that you watch. Like, where's the old Mr. Beast? I mean, he's not making the same videos that he was making. We're far from Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
So like, we're gonna stray too from our original creations.
We're gonna grow into something bigger and better. That's always the goal.
Yeah, we're basically
to being better.
We're gonna be the Mr. Beast of reselling YouTube. Jess just said it. So I don't know. This is a ramble. I have been going all day, literally.
Do you ever pick out of state or on vacation? We don't go out of state and we don't go on vacation.
What was your job in the military? So I was signal or communications in the Army. Basically, I ran a shelter, and this is all outdated, but I ran a shelter on the back of a Humvee that you would set up, and then you could give communications equipment like secure and non-secure phones and internet.
Sounds terribly interesting.
It was not. It was very dated
That was
equipment too.
sarcasm.
It was very dated equipment because they actually replaced all the equipment that we had as I was leaving, and it would have been made me much more relevant in the private sector, meaning you might not have had a pro picker. You might have had a pro AT&T person.
You'd be Lily's sidekick.
Who?
Lily, that's the name of the
Oh, the
it's not the actor's name.
The
but
commercial.
It's like the lady in the commercial.
Yeah. Wow, it's 4:06 is where we're at on the chat, and it's 4:13. I'm 6 minutes behind. Okay, we're blazing through here. So here's some people's favorite resellers.
Or they were trying to say who the other H one was. Yeah.
Hi guys, how are the dogs doing? They are doing amazing.
The two are out sleeping on the couch, and Moose is down here chewing on a stick.
Hey Lester, what's going on? Claire, Chuck, what's up? I don't know what you're saying that to because we're late. Are you still motivated? You're all in on reselling. Yeah, I'm definitely still motivated. Things change though. So like, for instance, like when again, I guess it maybe goes back to the previous thing. When I first started getting back into reselling, I just like lost my job during the shutdown and whatever. I wanted to prove that it wasn't me, it was them. No, I'm kidding. But a little bit of that. Like I had that drive and things were new. I had never really gave full-time picking a chance in this area. You know, I did it in Columbus previously, in a previous life. But now, you know, things you kind of get into routines and, you know, sometimes things get like anything, you know, a little repetitive, but and editing 650 some odd videos if you count both channels. But I mean, I'm definitely still motivated. I think we're going to go into probably like one of the craziest times on the channel coming up here. like the kind of thrift stuff I have coming up, like I've been mentioning, could be crazy. And on top of that, yard sale season's just around the corner. So
I'm not ready.
how do you keep pushing on bad mental health days? So I actually have a fair amount of those, sadly, but I don't know.
I would say that you very much just push straight through whether it's a bad mental health day or not. But there are rare moments where you're like, I just need a day to do nothing.
That's been lately too.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to give like direct advice to that. I mean, like kind of at the end of the day, like the more things you do that like either make you uncomfortable or I guess miserable, like probably the more success you're gonna have.
But give yourself
And when I say
grace.
uncomfortable, I mean like uncomfortable in the sense of like this isn't something I really
Out
feel
of your
like doing.
comfort zone.
Yeah, it's not something I feel like doing right
But
now.
give yourself grace because you can't do everything.
Hi from Venice, Italy.
Damiano.
I have been to Rome.
I have also been to Rome
So that's not Venice, but hello.
and Tuscany.
Oh wow. Like the one.
I'm
up
well
person.
cultured, thank you.
Yeah, I like froggy flips. Yeah, for sure.
Porta potty.
Yeah, we have thought about that for employees. That was one of the first things I thought about. But
I'm not too keen on it.
when will you guys have matching hair colors?
It's totally my thing. He's just not allowed.
We're gonna. Well, I mean, whoever gets gray first, then the other one becomes gray, and we'll have matching hair, and we'll still be doing YouTube. Hello from Northern New Jersey. Did you ever pick in this? I did. I have not picked on the East Coast.
Like they were filming a mobster movie.
So you won't answer me, Allie. I'm sorry, but
Don't remember what the question
I
was.
don't know what the question was. I'm really trying to keep up. Like you do know that there's a lot of questions. Hello, what's up, Rick? Hello, Aggie from Cali. What's going on? When the buy
Oh,
two
yeah.
give three deal, yeah, that's the only way we can afford
It
like
was
real
a
soda.
buy two get one.
Homesteading says there's a lag and over. Oh yeah. What do you hate most about being a full-time reseller? Paying so much for health insurance.
Ooh, that. I'm
that's a tough
passionate about
one.
hating that.
Taxes.
That's number 2.
Yeah, and don't ask us tax questions.
say-
I mean, honestly, like just a quick aside, any kind of tax advice you get should not be from a YouTube reseller, probably.
No,
It-
our tax situation will always be different from yours,
Mhm.
from that guy, and you need to talk to a professional.
Roger found a $1,500 hit at a thrift store for only $100 last week. Well, let's say this is in the pipeline, but this is a couple weeks away. Jess may have found $1,000 for $10, but we're not 100% sure yet.
Oh yes.
Make hand gestures for what
Because
it was.
I remember nothing.
I've not blocked you, Allie. Hey, one sec. You take over. I'm gonna be right back.
Oh, okay.
No, this is unrelated.
Oh, hi, Moose. Hi, Moose. Okay. So, get it over there. Yes. So I might have found a bunch of stuff or something really expensive or a couple expensive things, but you'll see that in a while. The dogs are adorable. Moose doesn't really know what to do now that Dustin has left the room. He likes to stay with me. I think he likes me a little bit better, but we won't tell Dustin because then he'll get all upset. We did not block you, Allie. We're running behind on terms of comments because we go way too slow. Let's see. Sucks that people just want to be whatnot sellers. I will say that it's definitely a different kind of platform. And we have a contract with them to do some shows and it's good. I mean, I think I like the entertainment portion a lot more than anything, just because it's fun to hang out with people and read. It's like alive, and we get to sell things, and people get really good deals. I think for the most part, anyway, just because we want to give people a good deal, and if they want to buy something from us, they can. Just sold a sealed Spider-Man VHS. I will say we have quite a few VHS on our shelf that they are just not selling very quickly at all.
Oh,
When will the next video be out? Vindicator wants to know.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'm gonna spend the day editing, and we're gonna get a video out tomorrow. And next week, I have a crazy thing I did over the last week that I've been filming that's gonna be out. And so it was mentioned about Whatnot, and like here's the thing: like we do sell on there, and we are sponsored by them, not for this live stream or anything. And they've been awesome to work with, and I don't have any like apologies for making the decision to move that direction. But like, I mean, we got 40. I'm trying to get focus. Okay.
43, a little over
43,000 in 90-day total on eBay. I mean, I know it's not like the biggest 90-day total and all that. Like January, we kind of slacked off.
Well, we're trying to find our new normal, or our new like cruising speed in terms of how we both source, how much time it takes to do things like videos, listing, picturing, especially cleaning up the barn, because when you're cleaning, that's not a revenue, activity. So
we are 10 minutes behind, guys. So like I'm getting to questions here. But yeah, Ali, I guess when it comes to Whatnot, like, I mean, they're 1 minute ads and like 25-minute videos, and they're not even every video. So I don't know. And we do mention on the second channel, but it's what we're doing. And I mean, that's like what the second channel is all about. But
yeah.
As far as it seems like, so now when it comes to thrift stores, I tend to edit around people, and I recently just started blurring as opposed to like constantly editing around people. The dog's going nuts over that stick. But anyways,
there is competition.
There is competition. There definitely is. In fact, there's competition stuff I don't share intentionally because it's like like sometimes it gets a little wild, and like I don't want to like I already have to like be around these people all the time. You know what I mean? So like yeah, that's it. And also it's very hard sometimes to like contextualize things in like a 15-minute video when like I'm out and about sourcing for hours a day, if that makes sense.
What's the quickest sellers?
What's the quickest sellers? Really good video games sell really fast.
All right. Get out.
Oh,
Goodness. Jeez. He fell over.
Like Moose is attacking Rowdy. Come here, Moose. Come here. Oh, jeez. I had to put my foot in between them. This guy's a killer.
He's just kind of a meanie head.
He is mean to the other dogs. I don't know why. I gotta protect the old dogs.
So some video games go pretty quickly.
You good boy.
New things.
As I reward him.
I can't think of what else has sold that's like,
He just wants to stay.
You're easy, I guess.
Obviously, like other people mentioned it a lot, but like the TI calculators sell really quick. Now he doesn't want me to put him down. He wants to.
Oh yeah, those
calculators
do.
Type. Okay. Well, I mean that's your prerogative. Here's the thing though, like if you think about how much advertising eBay just gets for free, like at the end of the day, because they're a company worth hundreds of billions. And like, Whatnot, they go out of their way to support like content creators. They've given us money literally just to like give away stuff to people and viewers that come out to watch. Like, I don't know. And we do get rid of like death pile-ish stuff that we have stockpiled, but like we're selling games and stuff that are fully serviceable, playable games, like, Diablo 3, stuff like that for like $2, $3, $4, and $5. So, there's a good value there for the viewer once they start getting combined shipping. I don't know.
I will say eBay is advertising on my Instagram our own listings too. So they have a lot of, reach.
At what? Yeah, I mean, like eBay advertises, Whatnot advertises. I don't know. I mean, like honestly, they're 1 minute ads. At what point do you purge inventory, reduce price if it's not moving? So on the price reduction side of things, 30 days for 5%, 60 days, 10%. This is just roughly, sometimes it's a little different. 60 days, we start hitting that 10%. And then we do like a 15 and a 20, 90, 90 days out. It just depends. And then as far as purging, we're actually going through all of our bins and stuff slowly. And we're finding out what listings have dropped off eBay, because listings will just disappear off eBay, and relisting the things we want relisted, and then sending what we don't want relisted to our Whatnot shows. I like sealed VHS. Yeah, I think they're actually really cool. We had like a, what was it, $400 head on VHS once.
Halloween.
No, that you're thinking the poster. That was a
No,
movie poster. Halloween.
We sold a sealed VHS. It was like a combo thing that had
Oh, that
a
one. That's
toy or
different.
something in it too.
Yeah, that one was different than the one I was thinking. The other one was that Arnold movie, which for the life of me, you'd think selling it for that much, I'd know right off the top of my head what it is. Yeah, Beth, it's different. So like, I mean, honestly, like I wouldn't just go on there and like do one show and, you know, expect to like hit right off the bat without a social media following or something. You know, it's definitely like anything that you're going to have to like work on and consistently build.
It's also different if you're like a introvert too, because you're there. It's like this. We're talking to you. You have to be like that.
So I will say this: Whatnot's really opened up. But honestly, my goal wasn't to talk about Whatnot a ton here, but if that's what people want to chat about, they've opened up a lot to sellers. Like, I mean, basically, if you apply and I think you're reasonable, like, you know, reasonable in an interview or something, you're in. Oh, hey, thank you very much, James. Are you? Oh, that's
so. Yes. However, I will say that I've been a part of this since the beginning. I've been, you know, listing and doing things kind of part-time from the beginning. And now that I'm full-time, I would say working a corporate job would probably be a lot easier. It's a lot more difficult. It takes a lot more time, but it's very rewarding. And I like to have my own schedule and be able to, you know, hang out with him whenever I want. So it's good.
Yeah, like you get like I also came back to reselling and all of that from the corporate world as well. And I'll echo, like, I mean, you work more hours. There's no way, especially if you're doing, you could kind of think of like two businesses, like YouTube's a business. I mean,
no quotations.
It is, but I mean, at the same point, so is reselling. So like you're trying to balance two businesses at once. And you know, we kind of both like,
plus all the other things we have our
we both kind of lean into our strengths with it as much as we can. But like you do also gain that freedom and flexibility. You don't have one manager. Instead, like on the YouTube side of things, like all the viewers are all little mini managers that just like make up like a 0.01% of your management for the day. And you got to make most of them happy with you to get a good performance review. And it's kind of the same thing on eBay. I mean, like, honestly, like one customer can
not ruin you, but
ding you a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And again, I've been going all week, honestly,
That's
pretty
true.
much straight. So if I sound loony, that's why.
It's just normal.
Yep. Hey, thank you, Sue.
Hi, Mama.
Hey, what's up, Momo? Do you ever go on the garage sale in August? So she went to 127 last year, and actually,
it was. I mean,
go ahead.
It's not super far from us. It's not. It's easy to get to 127 and kind of go up or down. And I think the direction that I picked just wasn't as fruitful as maybe the opposite direction. It just wasn't as good this year. But it's been the only year that I've ever gone to it. I don't know about, you know, I know that some other people had some good success though.
Yeah. And the reason it never got in the video was because there wasn't much purchased, but like I am going to put a little bit of 127 footage from her in a future video. It's kind of like my management of footage this year was better than last year, but it's not as good as it should be. But I'm getting better. Just in 5 years, you know, when we hit 100K, I'll be
less than 5 years.
I'll have all my files nice and organized and videos scheduled out. Hey, thank you very much, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. I'm glad that you like it.
So when we see sourcing for whatnot, no, I get it. And that's the thing. Like, we did a private buy for video games that was mainly for whatnot. So I just did like 2 minutes instead of like a whole video on it. And we just did a private toy buy that's mainly whatnot material. And it's probably going to get treated kind of similarly.
To be fair, though, we
Words.
don't specifically go out and say, I'm sourcing for whatnot today. We are going out and sourcing for eBay and happening to pick up things for whatnot.
Yeah, and we're gonna like the big thing, like if whatnot's mentioned in that context, is to like differentiate, so hey, maybe you shouldn't just blindly buy Squishmallows,
And we
because you
don't.
should not
No,
if you're only
no.
selling on eBay.
And we don't necessarily put up comps for whatnot stuff. If we buy something for eBay, might see a comp to justify the purchase. But if it's for whatnot, we'll probably just say, yeah, we'll throw this on whatnot.
How do you ship pin back buttons and at what rate? So basically like everything that we utilize basically UPS ground, USPS ground advantage, or media mail, because we never really do
If he's talking about what I think it is,
any.
you probably push it into a piece of
Oh,
cardboard.
I get what you're saying.
Wrap it in bubble and put it in a.
I thought he meant what service.
Well,
I guess that's the rate.
Well, and at what rate? Yes, and those, depending on size, would just go out what is now USPS ground
advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. I will say this yard sale season, from an editing perspective, is 10 times easier on me than thrift videos. Are way harder to make, like, quality and consistently. Can I outsource a bit? So like there's some issues that come with that. Like, I mean, if I wanted anybody, I'm gonna pay somebody fair, like if they're gonna do any work for me. And at that point, like, am I paying out all my AdSense? Like, they would need to be a significantly better editor than me, and like they would have to get it. And that's kind of the problem. Like, if you're not a reseller, it's probably difficult to like edit this type of content and then like deliver the kind of like information and keep it entertaining that like I want to. So it'd be really hard to find somebody to like meet that standard, if that makes sense. And unfortunately, we have no son to put into
It would be a
servitude.
long time.
Yeah,
before that would be capable of that. I've considered doing
like 6
tiny edits to help him out on time, but the thing is, I only have so much.
Yeah,
time,
and I can't pour
and
away for that.
I have to dedicate it to those other activities. So,
any tips on how to stay motivated and keep the traction going? Like, quite honestly, it's just really
when it's your own business and it's your livelihood, you have to keep going.
Yeah. Like eventually, like we started this, and then like now we're at a point where like you just have to keep throwing coal on the fire, and just like, like it's a locomotive, and you just have to keep going down the tracks and hoping you don't derail.
But for someone who's maybe smaller than us, or someone who is part-time, I would say make goals, set goals, and then try to work towards those goals. Whether it's like, I want to sell $5,000 worth of merchandise in a month, then that requires more listing, maybe buying higher value items so that your average order value goes higher, things like that.
What was your biggest score of all-time thrifting that you'll never forget? So, well, the cat picture is very unique. The video did okay. That's pretty. I don't know if it's the biggest. We did pretty well on a train purchase where we bought a lot of that. I'm trying to think.
That was a yard sale, though.
No.
Oh no,
there was a train thrift purchase, and then I'm trying to think here. We sold some Yeezys for 400. I picked up for 5, which is pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And then she has a Nutso purchase, but honestly, I don't think I'm ready to spoil it yet. So, because also we need to verify that we're good to go with it first too, like that it works.
Sue, gross.
14 inches, that would be rough. We are playing Divinity 2 currently. It's by Larian Studios, the makers of Baldur's Gate 3. We're about halfway through it. We're playing couch co-op because like she can play 2 party members. I can play 2 party members through the story. We have Baldur's Gate 3 on order right now. We're getting 2 physical copies sent our way.
It's an easy game to pick up and put down too.
And we just beat Diablo 4.
Diablo 4.
Oh man, we falling behind here. So we're gonna I watch YouTube resellings to give me the incentive to keep going to sales. Yeah.
Do it, yeah. Hi, Mr.
Hey,
Battle Drone.
Mr. Battle Drone, what's up? Wrestling Wriggle. Taxes suck. Taxes is the worst part.
The worst.
When will you go on vacation? Honestly, like if we were to do a vacation, it would probably be in the winter. So we missed that window. So next winter, if we were to. She's skeptical.
We're never going on
She-
vacation.
The thing is, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard to go on vacation.
To go on vacation and like set the store to vacation mode. I don't think that we would necessarily be able to do that because I think we both have to have some sort of control over things. And so if we do take time off, it's a day here or a night there or things like that.
Have you seen? I have seen that video, Rick. She actually made a reel about just leaving behind Earthbound. And I mean, well, first off, like I've been video game hunting since like 20 Lord,
forever.
10 or something. 2009. Geez, something like that. So like I've been video game hunting on and off since then, and I've never found a copy of Earthbound. So like to me, that would suck. But like at the end of the day, it's like not her area of expertise. Like if I were to go through a bunch of glassware, you know, I might miss something that she'll buy. So it's just kind of how it is. Like, yeah, I mean, to us, there's going to be a video game bias to people that watch this channel. So like, because I have, you know, those big video game hunting videos.
And it's something that
mixed
you
in.
enjoy picking. And when you enjoy picking something, other people enjoy watching you pick that.
Yeah. So that was my very diplomatic answer to that. I really was. That's actually my opinion. I'm not trying to spin it or anything. Did you make a lot of sales? We made very little sales during the Super Bowl, but I will say that I've seen a lot of like people talking about like throttling and stuff, and we haven't noticed that. I think we're at a pretty decent tempo for sales, given the amount of input we've been doing on eBay.
We're working on getting more stuff listed so that we'll be selling more. I have a number I want to hit this year, and I don't know if I'll be able to get there based on the activity we're putting in right now.
How do you keep your sales up on weekends now on eBay?
List.
Yeah, the listing really is kind of the big thing.
I think you'll notice that if you spend a few days not listing, you'll reap the minimal rewards of that effort. If you go and you list 20, 30 items a day for a week, then you're going to see a lot more sales. So
any additional plans for the barn? So we actually have another bay, and I've shown it a couple of times on the second channel, and we have shelving on each side of it all the way over. And I want to get through that death pile. And I mean, I'll just be straight again. I'm not trying to like talk about Whatnot a ton on this live, which I still think it's a good platform and great platform and happy to be sponsored by them. But so, yeah.
Thanks, Whatnot.
But anyways, no, I'm kidding. But I don't care like where that death pile goes. It's going eBay, Whatnot. We're getting rid of it.
Yeah.
And then I want to make it to where like we have like a seamless process of like, this is where we drop the stuff. Then it goes here to get cleaned and tested. Then it goes here to get listed. And then, you know, eventually the fulfillment. So I want to get a very good process down because like, I mean, eventually maybe somebody had asked about like outsourcing editing, but I could see maybe outsourcing to a part-time employee some stuff in the future, but not until we have our process down.
Yeah.
Because you can't expect to like get an employee and have them like care and be as adaptable to the business as you're going to be as an owner.
Yeah, it would never.
That's ridiculous. So you have to have a repeatable process in place.
And quite honestly, the person that, you know, we would probably hire a family member before we, I mean, maybe.
I mean, I don't know if
just
anybody
because of
needs
the trust level and
work right now, but Moose has bumped his head. Moose.
Being a good boy.
The other two dogs, Hannah and Rowdy, are being really good. And
Rowdy left.
Oh.
He was napping down there.
We're in the for some reason it doesn't seem like we I don't feel like we have a ton of estate sales here either.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, I don't know. This is you.
What
I'm sorry to,
inventory software are you using?
and hi, by the way, Kay Davidson. Sorry, I
Um,
kind of butchered that.
I'm using Excel spreadsheets. Actually, I do have QuickBooks, but I have not successfully set it up in a way that it works for me. So, and with the minimal time that I haven't even tried to do that. So right now, we basically track inventory and our cost of goods in an Excel worksheet. And then at the end of the month or whenever I get around to it, I download a sales report out of eBay, which shows, all of the little details. And then that's how we figure out how much money we make. Moose.
How often do you buy things for personal use? So like a lot,
Rare.
honestly, not as much as we probably should, but at the end of the day, we kind of came back into reselling with most of the stuff we needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, as far as personal stuff, like
If we see
we
t-shirts,
we bought
like,
a truck, a house. These are things that you don't
Oh
find
yeah,
thrifting.
right.
An
But,
Xbox Series X.
but things
you
that
know?
you buy out in the wild, we might buy, some shirts or something that we'll use, something like that.
We're never gonna catch up. We're gonna keep going though until we answer everybody's questions. So we'll be up till
That's
midnight.
true. If people were gonna get a sponsorship out of Whatnot, they would probably go sell on it if they could.
And well, okay, here's the thing too. Like I decided to open up to sponsorships at the end of last year. And after like 3 years of not doing so. So I guess that's a good reason why I might take a little more flack because it's a little bit different. Because from what I've been doing on the channel, but I clearly wanted to make sure like one, they were relevant, and two, like they were legitimate. So like I don't want to just like VPNs and knives and stuff.
No.
I want stuff that makes sense. And like quite honestly, like it's fun to have like live shows and pass off pretty good deals to people. And
Yeah. Was it Toby Keith in it that made it sell for so much? One fuzz there.
Makes mine look little. You're at if you're at $586, that's hey, I'm gonna tell you, like everybody's at like different levels in this. In fact, I probably,
or maybe he's at 586 listings.
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
Don't
I don't know.
We gotta,
but regardless,
up.
Yeah. Still, if when something sells in 2 minutes, sometimes I'm like, darn, did I ask too little? But then, like at the end of the day, like I'm just kind of glad it sold for what I asked too.
Yeah.
What made you decide to do reselling? So like I fell into flipping during the Great Recession. So like back in
2008,
2009 time frame. Yeah. So it was just work was fun. I just gotten out of the army and like make a little extra money and stuff doing that. How long does it take to edit a video for you? So anywhere from 3 to 12 hours depending on what kind of content I'm creating. Do you guys worry about? No, not really. I mean, we both got it not this past winter, but the December 2022.
Yeah.
And that was miserable.
I would like to not get it again, but I don't think it's as much of an issue.
What is your favorite item that you've found so far this year? So I have found well, I actually found something for me, and I don't know, it's a video game, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it's something I'm keeping. You don't know which one yet, so if you list it. This happens too sometimes.
You don't put it in the area.
It's in the area too. It's in the area.
If you don't want it listed.
I know. It's my fault if it gets listed. She's right. What is your so that it's a video game for me, but if as far as reselling, I already posted this on Instagram. I did find on Super Bowl Sunday, I found a Dolphins splash hat, the logo athletic, and that's pretty sick. Do you guys watch The Dog Whisperer? No, but I feel like I am because all dogs love me.
For the most part, Moose loves me more. We did take Moose to doggy school to learn some of the basics, and he did really well there, but you probably can't tell based on his behavior here sometimes.
I'm not sure yet, Steven. I mean, maybe when we get some time, we'll consider it. Non-sports, yeah, definitely. No, for sure.
Yeah, we're slow on the
Uh,
inventory management.
Get your oh
Cow.
yeah, the Halloween cow. I'm glad that you managed to get that. I know you saw that in a video.
Halloween. Oh
Gary, hear
yes.
anything for interview for whatnot, but I'm really not sure. I'll be straight. We didn't go for any like the traditional onboarding route. We did have like um, you know, stuff that we had to do, but
Yeah.
I would just reach back out to whatnot if you need help with figuring that out. What is I'm really not sure on that. We're going to be well above either of those numbers.
Yeah.
There you
N-
go,
Uh,
Jess.
no,
Okay,
not
they're gonna fight.
particularly. I have my own social media. He does all of the things.
We're doing yeah, if it's a reply from the in the comment section, it's typically like me.
Yeah.
It's just again, we each take our tasks. Um, how do you compromise doing eBay? So like with that, like if you're doing this part-time, like it's a totally different world than like if you're doing it full time. Obviously, you're looking at it like supplemental income versus like this is how I'm paying my mortgage.
Yeah. Give me that.
Jeez,
Hold on.
he's crazy. Fake fro,
Fake throw.
fake fro. So yeah, that's you know, the same rules do kind of apply in the sense of like, hey, just consistently list. Um, be consistent with your customer service side of things, so order fulfillment, getting things out, shipped quickly.
Yeah.
Buy good items. I think if you're part time, you probably just need to stick to like stuff you know is going to sell, like, and concern yourself more with like sell through. Like, you should be concerned with sell through as a full time reseller too, but like you could kind of take that gamble, I guess, a little bit. Like you have more time to list, more time to, you know,
Yeah.
clean stuff, take pictures, and kind of take a little bit of a gamble. There you go. How do you avoid burnout with the reselling business? So yeah, a burnout definitely is a thing. I think like a couple years ago, everybody was kind of talking about like drilling down into a niche. So like be a men's clothing reseller or be a sports card reseller or be a video game reseller and just do like one thing. And like my brain, other than maybe video games, I could probably get away with doing that, but my brain would just I would get bored personally. So I think that's kind of like one way. Like we're always looking for new stuff and trying to find new flips. And that kind of does help to keep things interesting. Of course, sharing like unique experiences and stuff with you guys here on YouTube as well does help make it interesting. But like anything, like this is a repetition business. So be able to like
Yeah.
just grind and go get your 20, 30, 40, 50 listings up a day, whatever you need to get where you're going. And making sure those items are awesome or at least good. Because not everything has to be awesome, but at least good inventory
And taking
is
time
where
for
it's.
yourself as well.
And that's something that we've been trying to do lately. Not the past week. I've been working
Being crazy.
dawn till dusk, but we had a couple weeks this winter where we slowed down a lot and we started like playing some video games, hanging out, even occasional spending time with family and stuff.
Yeah.
And just so that way, we could kind of reboot a little bit. And I'm going to tell you, like, the best days of this YouTube channel that you're watching right now is they're still to come. Like, no doubt the fines are going to get crazier
You heard it here, folks.
and more insane. And I still think we're going to rely heavily on the fines on this channel, like the drama side of things. I actively avoid sharing a lot of the drama. Nice hit on the Charizard Pokemon card. That is, it's really cool because like,
in the death pile for a while.
Yeah, it's in the death pile, and I was like, wait a second.
I pulled them out because I thought we were gonna I was like, oh, we could get rid of some Pokemon cards on whatnot, but
I'm slowly starting like a Nintendo, basically nostalgic collection. And you can call me kind of basic on it, but like your Marios and your Zeldas and that kind of stuff that was important to me in the past. And also I'm using this opportunity. We're both starting to enjoy playing like co-op RPGs and stuff together. Like we're playing Divinity 2 right now. We just played Diablo 4. We're getting the physical copy of Baldur's Gate 3. I'm getting 2 of those, one to keep sealed, one to open and play.
It's an investment.
It's an investment, but yeah, we're going to start. I'm using that as kind of an opportunity to do a little bit of collecting. Like we picked up, was Baldur's Gate, not Dark Legacy. What's Baldur's Gate? It's on the Xbox and the PS2. Somebody spit it. I'll see it in 20 minutes when you say it in chat.
The answer is yes.
Dark Alliance, Dark Alliance 1 and 2, where stuff like that.
I think it's worth promoting items.
Yes,
However,
but not at the recommended percentage.
No. We only promote at the minimum 2%,
which used to be 1%. Hey, Sammy.
Hi, Sammy.
We know Sammy.
Yeah, we know Sammy. He's cool.
Longtime viewer. Who's the real brains behind the business, or do you share? So, like, I tend to think that like I'm the broad vision, and then
I'm the micromanagement.
The micro.
Yeah.
So macro, micro on it. And I don't mean that as any like, it's just kind of how
it works,
how our minds work.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
We both have our strengths, and I think we try to play off those.
Yeah, I just really haven't been frequenting that store as much. Dave's son Elijah is 15. Yeah, there's we don't have
I didn't even know he had a 15.
I don't think we have anybody in our sphere that I would be like, hey, edit our videos.
Maybe my brother, but I don't know.
Do you guys get involved with other resellers yet? Much? We've ran into like Cincinnati Picker multiple times. He's great.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Like, I'm not really good.
He's good.
He's good people is what I'm saying.
I'm trying to think. Nice. I've ran into Ready Set Resell before. I talk with Philly Flipper and Dave every now and then.
No one talks to me outside of the occasional viewer who's like, "Are you the pro picker's wife?" And they always whisper it. And it catches me off guard, and I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah, and the outsourcing, it really would come down to finding somebody that's like used to or knows reselling. I think I would need somebody to have that experience. What's the most unusual thing you've seen at a yard sale?
Maybe not the kind of an absurd thing at an estate sale was a bottle of half-used mouthwash for $4, I think.
Oh, that was at an estate sale.
That's what I said. At an estate sale. Yeah.
I was reading while listening, which means
you can't do either one of those. Well,
yeah, I can't do it. No.
Yeah. So I mean, that's probably like the thing that you're just like, what? But
yeah, it's weird. Some like health. Well, first off, don't sleep on health and beauty because like you can make some crazy money.
New,
yeah,
for the most part.
For the most part, but like there are some weird moments with the health and beauty areas of sales.
Oh, that's sweet.
$500 sale. That's awesome. Oh, did we answer this? We answered that part already. I think he asked that part twice, which is fine. What point do items fall off of eBay? So they shouldn't.
I don't know.
They just do sometimes.
They disappear into the ether.
I don't know anything about eBay shutdown, but
never heard of that.
I have heard a lot of people talking about like eBay getting throttled and stuff, like their stores getting throttled. Like they sell 15 things and they don't sell anything the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, how has Whatnot? The Whatnot sponsorship and the Whatnot referrals are a larger portion of our Whatnot income than our sales.
Yeah.
But our shows are profitable, mainly in the sense of that we buy the inventory very cheaply, or it's like the leftover parts of lots, and then we sell it really cheaply.
It's also still a long ways off from what we do on eBay.
Like, well, let's see if pull it up over here. What's the number? So we have sold 1,300 items, and I want to say our average sale price is like roughly $8 plus
Yeah.
shipping. So whatever 8 times, like we've done about 10 in total gross sales on Whatnot. So we're definitely eBay sellers first, but Whatnot is a great outlet for like additional stuff that you maybe don't want to list on eBay or like that you want to get your money out of quickly.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, like, I wasn't trying to go too ham on Whatnot discussion, but I mean, it has been something we've been advertising lately. Like, I've been in streams where people are getting price or kind of close to price. They only have like 20 or 30 people in them, and they don't have a big social media backing. So, I mean, it probably takes them a little while to get to that point, to get that core following that comes out for them. But if you work a niche, I think anybody could potentially like add Whatnot as another like sales channel.
Yeah. What is our listing goal per day? Currently, it is listing 20 items, but I would like to make that more.
We're super behind on the questions here, guys, because we're trying to be a little bit thorough. So I apologize. We're at 4:38 p.m. on the comments, and it's 4:56 p.m. right now.
Yeah.
So we're about 20 minutes behind.
Catching
So
up.
just letting you guys know, when is the best day to list on every day?
Every day.
And no, seriously, just consistently list every
Yes.
day. What would be your dream find at a yard sale?
Nintendo World Championship.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. There's a story, and I think you can find it if you Google it. A Nintendo World Championship garage sale about a guy that drove really far because he saw it at an ad and everything, but then somebody else just like let him knew what he had and gave him $5,000 or something.
That's his consistent joke of whether or not we should go to a yard sale. I saw that sale is going to have World Championship.
Is this Robert Watkins from CG? So yes, it is. I actually used to be a Twitch streamer, guys, and that was a character that was my character on a game. Go Death Pile. Did you see Back from Burnout change her process to eliminate her death pile? I haven't.
I haven't either.
No, I have not seen that.
Almost never.
Do you ever sell? Yeah, very
actually,
rarely.
Probably never.
Pretty much never.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the feeling that eBay are controlling how many views you get because they want you to promote listings? I don't know if they're necessarily controlling the views that you're going to get, but like, here's the thing. Like, if there's this many promoted listings, then those promoted listings are going to take from your views because they're going to get the views first, right? I mean, that's just kind of what the people that promote are paying for. Seinfeld or Friends? Seinfeld, but Friends is a good show.
I would say Friends, but that's because I didn't really watch a lot of Seinfeld growing up, but I did watch Friends.
Fair enough.
We actually just watched a Seinfeld episode yesterday.
Yeah. Well, the one where George is the opposite and Jerry's Even Stevens.
Yeah.
Even Steven.
Even Steven.
Good almost evening, pro picking princess and warehouse boy.
I'm gonna get him a name tag that says that.
DS9 is superior to TNG. I did see a lot of figures today at the thrift store that I did not buy, just because they were more than I could pay on those.
I like both of those, but I would probably choose TNG over DS9.
Well, from just like throwing a random episode on, TNG wins that because it's not like trying to be like a consistent series. It's episodic. Is it possible to promote my eBay store on YouTube Shorts? I mean, so I really don't know what kind of success you would have doing something like that.
Her shorts are centered around her chickens.
I've heard of people selling items through TikTok, though, and having success there. I've been watching your videos for a few years. Hey, I appreciate it. We started, I think the very first video I posted was it was over 3 years ago.
2020.
Yeah, 2020, right after losing my job.
Yeah.
Which honestly is probably the best thing ever. It like kind of like getting fired kind of put me out of my misery there.
And moving on up and out.
Oh, what's going on, Mr. Wee? From Belgium? Have yet to check out Whatnot. Have you had we haven't had any significant issues. I mean, there's been technical issues, but Lord, we have technical issues on eBay. They knock down listings all the time
If you
too.
do check it out, don't forget to use our link.
It's not in the description of
That's not
this,
it.
but
Yeah.
it's in the description of all the videos.
I've never
Um,
used OfferUp.
No, I've only ever purchased once from there. I met up with somebody. Maybe I'm thinking of the right site. I'm not a big offer up guy. What tips would you give to a beginner just starting on eBay? Well, actually, just starting is going to be significantly different than being like this is like a part timer that's kind of new. If you're just starting, like I've watched videos, like mainly ours, but I guess other people too. But that's a joke. But I'd watch.
Absorb as much information.
I'd
as you
absorb
can.
as much information as you can. If watching videos is the route you want to go to find out what sold videos are great, or just out there sourcing videos to find what to buy, and then just go out to the thrift store, kind of look around yard sales, and when you see something is good, pop on it. If you're on the fence on something, start looking up comps. It's how you learn. I would set a consistent listing goal. I'm guessing you're part time at this point. You have a job or something like that. And, I would just be like, hey, I'm going to list 5 things a day or 3 things a day, whatever is manageable, and then just scale it from there.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, Christine. We're so behind. I'm just letting you know we're catching up slowly.
Oh, yeah.
We call
Board
it board
days.
days. Yeah.
It's really nice though when our board days coincide with each other because I'm a very go person. Not that he's not, but when he has a board day, oftentimes I'm like, I got to do this and I got to do that. And
Hey, headbanging. Thank you. Yeah, we're back. We're gonna be out with a video tomorrow. We'll have one more big thrifting video, and then I want to say next week we're gonna have. It's probably gonna be a series. I don't think there's any way. I filmed for an entire week straight and stayed out there, and it's crazy the challenge or whatever I did. But it's not like one of those like challenges like if I don't make $10,000 in a week, I have to sell my kidney or anything. But it's just something I decided to challenge myself with to make content, I guess. But it's going to be really great. I really think it's going to come together well.
They play Monopoly.
We did Risk on the Xbox quite a bit, but
I'm not a fan.
You couldn't get matchmaking going on. That was the issue.
I'm not a fan because he's.
How is the older one doing? We have both Hannah and Rowdy, and they're doing pretty good, but they're definitely showing their years. They're like 17 now.
Oh, Rowdy's on the floor between us right now.
We are ready for yard sale season as much as she says she isn't.
He is. I'm not.
How big is your video game collection getting? It's not huge or anything. Like, honestly,
like 10 games?
Maybe like 15 games. I wouldn't be able to like do much with it back there just yet. But I'm being very picky about that. What's going on, Cynthia? How many hours a week did you put in to reselling when you went full time? So it's really difficult to say like how much of it was reselling and how much of it was YouTube. Like, cause like I kind of got back into reselling. We ran, the big goal was to ramp up the store to 10K a month of sales. And then once we did that, I decided to start the YouTube, which was really fast. And then the dogs are fight. I don't know why these two fight now. And it's like kind of annoying, honestly, out of nowhere. So it'll be like really quiet in the house. And then all of a sudden, like you're relaxed finally for like it's 8 p.m. You're finally done. And then like Moose just attacks Rowdy.
Well, Moose gets in his face and kind of like, I don't know what he does, but then Rowdy just wants to bark at him because he doesn't want to play.
I would say if you're not doing like some social media stuff on full time and you have a fairly decent area to source in, I would say probably 30 hours a week would be if you're really good at it. If you are still like trying to get the hang of stuff, probably 45 hours a week is what you would need to make like a livable wage. I mean, depending where you're at, like it's a lot different if you're in the Midwest like we are than living on the coasts, because living on the coast requires so much more money just to function and survive. So it depends on what a livable wage for you is. I would love to edit your videos even though you have zero experience. I mean, honestly, like it may happen someday where we do consider that, but for now, I think it's something I have to kind of keep in house. Oh, okay. 400 VHS tapes, so some still sealed. There can be some good sealed VHS for sure. Was thinking, oh, we actually frequent an estate sale company that puts out the I know it's not the same thing, but the flailing arm guy, wavy
Oh,
flailing arm
yeah.
guy, and we've put that in some videos in the past. Yeah, things can get a little tense and wild and competitive sometimes and stuff, and you know it happens.
We are the experts.
We kind of just
generally.
have to figure it out ourselves. Unfortunately, we don't have like storage wars type experts or pawn stars type experts. I don't know, like
There aren't very many things that we can't figure it out ourselves.
yeah, you just end up having to do more digging. The internet's a very valuable resource, but like if Rick was like, well, let me just get on the internet, and they showed a scene of him, you know, being on the phone, wouldn't do as well as having like an expert come in,
Yeah.
you know, on Pawn
Look
Stars.
expert.
So yeah, I don't. There is I have a friend that knows a lot about marbles, which I mean, friend, I mean, colleague in the business. Do you have friends in reselling?
Do I have friends? Oh, in general?
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. He's gonna be like, we're friends now, and we've redefined our.
Well, I know that we tapped on Philly Flipper
for Pokemon stuff. Yeah.
So.
Seem to be good on your guys' stuff. I have watched a lot. I just can't get into shipping so much. Yeah, shipping. Once you get it down, I mean, it's always going to be like annoying. Like, okay, I gotta go ship 20 things or whatever. But like, once you get the process down,
mine's always the deadline to get to the post office.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I know exactly which Zelda Mario storage crate you're talking about. Do you think retro games still going up in the price in the future? I mean, I don't know. Like, I think some will and some will go down. I think NES is probably like where it's at. Like we if we've not already hit the peak and it's going down. But like, you know, I think you could see some things like some 360 games and some, you know, PlayStation 3 games and stuff starting to that still probably have room for growth. I don't know if necessarily I would go out and about and be like actively like trying to put my money in games like and sit on them.
Nah.
Because yeah, I do think there's room for certain titles. Like I think the Baldur's Gate this by the way, if you lose your rear on this, don't blame me. But I personally think like the Baldur's Gate 3 physical edition
this is not investing advice
that you have to order is going to go up. That's why I got one sealed and one that we're going to open. So it really just depends on the games. I think retro games as a market as a whole have probably peaked. What camera setup would you suggest for someone who wants to start vlogging their thrifting rummaging? GoPro Hero 8. So black, don't get the silver version. And a chest mount and a little hand mount thingy.
I prefer a Clippy instead of a chest mount, but it's purely preferential.
But yeah, that's regardless of your mount choice, I would go basic. It's cheaper than the newer GoPros, and the footage is really hard to distinguish. We have a 9 and an 8, and like the 9's supposedly better, but like it's really hard to tell like which one's better. Like when I'm actually editing the footage. Taxes are going to be fun. Yeah, taxes are a nightmare.
It's on my list.
Yeah, I'm not. I would never promote like at the recommended amount on eBay.
That's how not
TNG is by far superior. I mean, honestly, like we just rewatched DS9, and we actually watched this channel called Reverse Angle do reviews of the TNG episodes, and they're harsher on the show than I would be because I see it all through rose-colored glasses.
The answer to this is yes. I believe we had, it's like a hurricane lamp. It was really big, and I knew if we shipped it, it would, break. But some woman, a buyer wanted to buy it, and we agreed that we would meet somewhere and pick it up, and it just worked. It was almost like you would do a Facebook Marketplace kind of thing, but at eBay.
How so the new truck, I think honestly worth like literally every penny. If I had it to do over again, I would show out a little bit. I'd stay with the Lariat trim level on the F-150, but I would have gotten a crew cab instead of the super cab, which is a little bit smaller of an extended cab. We're going to get a tonneau cover though, so that's going to solve a lot of the storage space issues. But overall, yeah, by far the nicest vehicle I've ever owned, and I'll probably drive it till it explodes. So, but yeah, honestly, and and I'm not like one of those people that's really like super brand loyal. Like I test drove a Chevy, the Ram we wanted, somebody else was like ready to buy it, so like they wanted to look at. They came up and they were like money in hand practically, so we're just like go for it, whatever. We're done looking at that. We'll get the Ford, and out of between the Chevy and the Ford, the handling on the Ford was just like crazy better, and honestly the trim level was higher for slightly less money.
It's got ventilated seats,
Yeah,
which might be my favorite feature.
that's probably it's a little too fancy, honestly. Like I feel a little out of place with the fanciness. How did you get injured? So like I like was this is really bad, but like I was walking and like I stumbled and went to like brace myself really hard as I stomp on the floor. I'm actually simulating it here, and ended up with a calf strain. Like it's getting old, you know. What
about Pro Flipper videos?
So right now, like I'm gonna have to prioritize the Pro Picker videos, but we're actively recording all of the order pulls.
The Vindicator wants a Pro Flipper.
So we're gonna get like this period of time where we're just gonna go crazy, and you're gonna have like one every day. But that's probably a couple weeks away. Do you ever play the Asteroid games? I actually use it mainly as a practical light for the backdrop. I'm not good at asteroids. No, I would be better at Space Invaders, to be quite honest. But I think that one makes a better backdrop. Do you live in Florida? No, we live in Ohio. The northern Florida. I don't know.
I did not know.
Florida's the southern Ohio. What do you do with items that don't sell? Leave them. I mean, if you want to be honest, leave them listed for eternity, which probably isn't the best route.
There are a few items that maybe had expiration dates that we would pull down and probably pitch or donate or whatever, but most items stay up until they sell.
I noticed you find a lot of video game items. So actually, like we don't. So you're seeing highlights. So like quite honestly, like I could be out all day and finally find a couple games. And it has I've noticed, and over the last few years, less and less games. But we do find quite a few in what is it? Yard sales.
Yes.
Yeah. So like right now, like we're dwindling in video game supply actually, and hoping to build that back up. Yeah, so we have noticed. I mean, I know that a lot of the stores scan. I'm late to a party, but oh, by the way, if I do want to say, guys, thank you for stopping by. We're catching up in the chat here. We're at 5:05 p.m. on the chat, and it's 5:13, so we're doing better. Yeah, thank you very much for joining, Amber. Yeah, so like Edward, there's actually been a couple. I missed Philly Flipper when he was through here on 40, and I do regret it actually. Like we had a sale that's kind of a community sale that's kind of pivotal for us, so I didn't want to like not hit that.
Oh yeah.
And at the same time as the Route 40 sale. So like
that coincided with our 160 sale. Is that what it was?
No, that's a different day.
Oh.
But yeah, anyways, so it's not for like, it's not intentional. I mean, yeah, I don't live near a ton of like YouTube resellers either.
Well, I mean, like the closest one I think
Well, Cin-
would be Cincinnati Picker, and he's doing his own picking. So
Yeah.
if we ever see him, it's just because we happen to go to the same yard sale.
which
at the same
super
time.
nice guy, by the way. If for some reason you don't watch John the Cincinnati Picker, you should go subscribe
Yeah.
to him. I've seen a few different regular other flippers in your videos. Do you mean like oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, so we do have a fair amount of other resellers here. So like somebody asked earlier if we had competition, or like I just like avoid showing it. And for the most part I do. Like obviously like it's not 100%, but for the most part like I keep people out of the videos that like I have to deal with on like a regular basis, because like sometimes it could be like kind of difficult to like determine if they want to be in it or not, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And some of them, most, I will say this, so like 95% of resellers in this area I'm either on good terms with or neutral terms, meaning like they don't give a crap about me. But there's a few that don't like me, and they're very loud on the internet, and then they delete their comments because they want like they'll comment, they like try and run me into the ground, specifically me, not her. Run me into the ground and then like delete their comments. So hundreds of people see it, but then they don't have to stand behind what they actually said. That sounds like I'm bitter. Hey guys, I wanted to also ask if you guys will ever do a video on. We need to do a shipping video.
I thought about this today actually
on the second channel. We really need to.
Something maybe just intermittently film and then chop it all together. Just some different things that we sell.
Hey, how much do we lose to fraud? I'd say we probably lose hundreds a year. I mean, honestly, like it's really tough to determine sometimes too if like an INAD is going to be fraud or not, and then like did it get beat up in shipping, or did they send us back something? So I'm going to guess we're in the hundreds of years lost, hundreds of dollars lost annually. I mean, all retail suffers shrink, so you're going to suffer it too, like as a reseller. Any tips for finding them more often? So like when it comes to video games, like I know it's like cliche and a lot of other people like really ride the concept of like talking about asking, but that's really where it comes down to, is like asking for what you're looking for. And that doesn't just apply to games. Like you could be looking for G1 Transformers and you will find more G1 Transformers if you ask. What's going on, proud parents? I am so behind on the chat here, guys, but we want to be thorough and like really address everything here. 9 minutes behind. Thank you for all the videos. And what's our eBay? So we have a link in all of our videos. The link's like Buckeye Treasures.
I think if you just in the search bar put in Pro Picker in stores, it'll come up.
So eBay wouldn't let us change the link when we changed our store name to reflect Pro Picker, so it's confusing. So I just always send everybody the link. What's going on, Spirit of Manu? Hey, Bearded Thrift Machine. I don't know if you're still here because we're 8 minutes behind. But yeah, if you guys don't know Bearded Thrift, definitely go check out his channel. I enjoy everything you guys do. People should respect that whatever you are doing is make a living for yourselves. To make a living for yourself. Hey, why? I'm sorry, I can't read.
He's having a hard time.
I've been going for like a week straight. Like I know I haven't been putting out videos, but I've been like creating the mega video, like and filming it.
Yeah.
And like I'm out of it and I'm already losing it. But thank you very much, David. What's going on, Steve? We've got James Crisp here. Great seeing you all here, but shouldn't Dustin be playing some classic video games? We're both playing Divinity Original Sin 2 right now.
I would like to go play after this, but I know I have to do some listing first.
Yeah, and I have to start actually putting together tomorrow's video because we're actually going to put a video together. You're 45 tomorrow?
That's not old.
I'm 39 and I feel 45. Are you guys Travis and Jason Kelce fans? So like, I mean, I didn't really have like a big dog in the fight or anything with the Super Bowl. I mean, like, but it's hard for me to root for a coastal team, so I did root for the Chiefs.
We
But-
watched the Super
But I'm a
Bowl.
Bengals fan, so and a very mild one.
I know
like-
that they do have a podcast, but I've never listened to it.
In Europe, the price of retro games are yeah, that is true. Yeah. I don't know if Europe's going to be an indicator of the retro gaming market here. I think like nostalgia and like the attachment to stuff that people have in like the United States of America is probably different than in Europe. But yeah, I don't think we're ever going back to like pandemic shutdown prices or anything. And I do see like is some of the games that like older millennials like myself and then like Gen Xers played. I think the values on especially to like non-classic franchises have probably peaked, if not, destined to probably go lower. All right, you start taking over for a second. So I got to breathe. Whew.
Let's see. All of our thrift stores put video games in glass and mark them high, even terrible titles. I know that, I don't think any of our thrift stores have glass cases anymore.
We have some, yeah, that do have American Thrift, quite a few actually.
Well, I mean, other than that one, but
There's quite a few. But when it comes to like that, I've got some anecdotes. Like people have a tendency, like, I don't know, like the flipping subreddit or whatever, to blame like YouTube resellers, but for driving up the prices at thrift stores. But I remember 10 years ago, 12 years ago, like picking in Columbus and thrift stores printing off eBay listings in their showcase area and putting the eBay listings right next to the items that they were selling and being like $100, but you can get it for 80 here. So, I mean, that's been going on for way longer than like YouTube resellers have existed. But I have seen, I've seen that at stores before for sure.
Stacy, I know she's bought from us on Whatnot, and I'm trying to think of her name, like her username. 'cause
Favorite
it's,
color.
Green. My favorite color is green.
So
I know my hair is blue, but
So I asked that in the comments and then I never verified. So you've heard it here first, folks. Favorite color, green.
it's green.
When did you join the reselling adventure and why? So she started a year ago on the full time.
On the full time.
on the
I've
full
been
time.
in it since
Yeah,
the
she was
beginning.
in it since the beginning of this iteration of my reselling.
Yeah.
Like, because I went corporate sellout for quite some time and then the corporation spit me back out and said, no,
We're like, be gone. With
be
it.
gone. Do you guys ever have a yard sale? Yeah, we have on the main channel. So this channel, if you like, you could probably just look back a few months. We had a yard sale video,
Which was last year, I think.
yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, had a yard sale last year.
And then we've done flea market videos as well. I owe, I don't even know, but there was a regular viewer that
That was
used to
like
always
2 years ago.
ask if I was ever gonna like make the flea market video that I said I recorded. So I recorded this flea market video where we went and we set up, and then like I don't know, I had it on an SD card and I put the SD card somewhere, which this happens more often than it really should.
Typical story.
And with 650 videos out, you're gonna have some errors. And so like I couldn't find it. I finally did find it. And now I'm having a hard time like going to go like edit it because like my dad's in it. And like so I don't know. Like I'm probably gonna put it out eventually with a warning to my family that he will be in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he like they all came out to visit because like the flea market we set up with was on their side of town. When are you two having kids?
I don't know.
Maybe never, maybe we will.
Who knows?
Any enemies in the picking realm? So like honestly, like I don't have like a lot of like animosity towards anyone. I do know like there's a few people that don't like me, but quite honestly, like I'm 95% probably, I'm on good terms with, or neutral, like I said earlier, as I dropped that. But anyways, I mean, it's bound to happen. Like not everybody's gonna like you. It's just how it is in life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I necessarily have any enemies, but people might consider me their enemy. I don't know. I do know people consider me their enemy. There's some kind of like phenomenon that happens. Like, so people will see my videos, they're outsourcing, and like, again, they're highlights. So it makes it look like every store I go in, I'm clearing it out and that they'll never get anything. And then, when they don't find anything, some blame can start coming towards me. But like, again, and I think I'm going to show this like in next week's, probably going to be a series of the past week that I was outsourcing alone. I'm going to show like, that's not really the reality. Like, I'm not going and being like, here's all the stuff from every single thrift store. Like, they're constantly putting stuff out throughout the day. Sometimes you get it, sometimes other people get it. And it's just kind of how it goes. So I think I'm going to try and give a more realistic, like, look at what it's like. It's like a day in the life of a reseller, but only the sourcing part, but a week in the life of, I don't know. Trying to keep, I know it's not like as interesting as saying like I get in fist fights every day, but I don't. I love both channels, but I have to say I really like the Pro Flipper videos. Yeah, that's something I want to get back into, getting those out. It's just right now at this point, like I have some like really crazy pro picker stuff I got to get together for you guys. And it's honestly kind of like, oh, we were 8 minutes. Now we're 10 minutes, 11 minutes. We're still falling behind. Not so it's difficult to source with other pickers. And like the difficulty is, so like if you go to a yard sale, like the average yard sale that you find anything at, there's gonna be like one or two things. So like then you got to figure out like who gets to buy this and who gets to buy that. And like I certainly my social awkwardness, I don't want to get in big confrontations over who's gonna buy what. Like, you know what I mean? So that
I would just concede.
I would not,
You
but
wouldn't.
I also wouldn't want to like run somebody over
Right.
about things too that was my friend while outsourcing. Yeah, that was really cool getting to meet them. So a little backstory on that. So I knew there was a sale going on, obviously. And like I woke up like late, but like probably could have gotten there. So like I rolled straight out of bed, threw on clothes, and just like rushed out the door. I don't know what it was. Like usually I'm up early, not because I'm a morning person, just because I'm a psycho that tries to
Yes, not a morning
buy
person.
as much stuff as I possibly can, I guess. But that's being facetious. I'm not actually psychotic. But anyway, so I rushed all the way over there. Like I just rolled out of bed and then I'm like, hey guys. Like, and I was like, I was so out of it. Like no coffee, I had nothing. It was probably the worst appearance I possibly could have made on their channel. They were really kind to shout me out, though. It was really nice of them. It was really nice getting to meet both of them. I had been watching both of them for years, both Matt and Kayla. I love your vibe. You're so authentic and organic. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I know, like, I'm a love or hate kind of person. Like,
People either like you or they don't. There's no
yeah,
in between.
there's not much in between. I don't feel like.
I love him.
I love you too. Have you been to any estate sales recently? So there's sites for different areas like estatesales.net, Craigslist and stuff. Obviously like your Facebook groups.
Sometimes you hear it through the grapevine.
Recently, just the videos you've seen. I don't think I'm holding any back right now on estate sales. So I think I got demonetized for sharing a fair use clip for 3 seconds, completely fair use. And I think I got flagged by a bot, and no real person, I think, is actually reviewing when I click the button to have them review it. And I think it's really terrible how Facebook treats content creators over there. This isn't the first issue I had with them. And I don't know. So I have made, I say I because I'm doing the management of it. But I made a second page of our content, and it's Pro Picker videos. If we need 5,000 followers to get that monetized. So, I mean, if you guys ever thought to yourselves like, hey, I really want to see old Pro Picker videos in my Facebook feed. We would greatly appreciate if you would go to Pro Picker videos and follow over there.
Follow.
Yeah. Do you guys thrift on vacation? We don't really
We
vacation
don't
too
take
much.
vacations.
I did a lot of, so did she. I did a lot of my traveling when I was younger. So like I was in the army and like I would take every available opportunity because I stationed in Germany to travel in between um like before and after my deployment, I should say. And so I've been to a total, if you count Kuwait and Iraq, and the US, I guess a total of 13 countries. So um I consider myself pretty well traveled. I think I've probably been to about half of the states, and she's been to like all 50 states.
I've been to 5. I went overseas in college, and then I was a truck driver for 2 years. So I've been to all the 48, the lower 48 states.
As
through
far,
that.
oh, sorry.
No, I was done.
I thought you were done. So
I take longer pauses when I speak than you.
yeah. As far as favorite, I enjoy Greece quite a bit.
I did too.
Some of my stories of Greece could be on the channel. Some of them would be inappropriate because of my youth. But
Your
now I'm
youth.
now I'm a responsible adult.
I only, I think overseas, I was only in Greece and Italy. I mean, I was at the Frankfurt airport, so Germany counts, but it doesn't count. And I liked both Italy and Greece probably equally. They have their,
I liked Rome, but
for the historical architecture.
Well, yeah,
I really like that.
Yeah, Rome. Wow, the dogs are going ham. So like we have 2 older dogs. I mentioned this so many times, and we have a younger dog, and like the younger dog tries to bully the
Walks
older
over
dogs,
to the older dogs with the stick in his mouth,
and then gets
thinks-
mad.
and then gets mad because he thinks the older dogs want to take it, and the older dogs can't even see him.
So what is something you bought recently that you should not have bought? So like I was at a thrift store and like and this is coming from like somebody that has like RBF, resting B face. So like I mean I had somebody looking at me while I was inspecting this Pikachu plush that was kind of giving me a mean look, but I was like, so I was feeling really weird. And I don't have this on film or anything, but like I didn't look at the back of the Pikachu. So I bought the it was stained. It was all messed up.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
Yeah, so that's trash now, unfortunately, because I think it's past the return period. What's going on, Jake the Thrifter? Hey, thank you.
I'm glad we've got good energy.
I'm pretending to have energy right now. Like,
I'll tell you what, as far as views on eBay, I don't put a lot of stock in that because they changed. It's not like one person goes and they view it and that counts as one view. They changed how they count the views. So it's like this weird doesn't matter thing anyway.
I'm gonna go a little bit to the contrary and talk about the solutions to that problem. So if your items,
of course you are.
if your item's not getting views, like
put more keywords in the title.
No, I would say honestly, probably the biggest thing is like when you actually purchase something that you're purchasing, like something that has like a high sales velocity or something that people want. And I don't mean this to be harsh because I buy stuff and I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have bought that. So this happens to people that do this full time for years and will always happen to me. But like in anyone that does this, it's going to happen. But refine what you're purchasing. Be like, okay, like, yeah, we know that like these PS5 games are going to sell super quick, or these Switch games. So we buy those and we're maybe even willing to pay a little bit more for them because we know it's actually going to sell, as opposed to, I mean, obviously you're probably not buying Beanie Babies or something that low quality.
Don't buy Beanie Babies.
Yeah. So I would focus on sell through, getting good pictures.
One tip that I got from another reseller on their channel that they were giving to somebody else.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing.
Take a big first picture. So if you have something that you can really like zoom in on. Like we had these teeny tiny little Warhammer figures.
Mhm. Yeah.
And instead of taking a picture and it's in the middle of the screen, but you have a lot of white around it, go in and zoom in and make it big. Because if you can see it big and it fills up the whole screen, then it's more attractive to buyers, or somebody might click on it rather than not click on it. And I think that since I've instituted doing that, it's been beneficial to our sales. So pro tip.
That's a good tip. And I was just staring at the dog being weird. So that's not like I wasn't trying to look disinterested.
He's down here
Um,
doing stuff.
So we utilize a combination of spreadsheets and custom SKU features.
Yes. That's about it.
Love to do a picking collab. So like I don't know, like I haven't really done any. So I don't know, maybe. I'm sorry, I can't. It's hard to commit to anything. Like honestly, like
It's literally
I feel like I'm living week to week. Like
Day to
I'm not.
day.
Yeah, like it's hard. So make a quick pose like you do at the title screen of your videos, like the thumbnail. Like
that's true. He likes
look
to
at
do
that.
that.
Yeah.
Or he's like,
I retire in May, and Robert is committed to 3 hours a day of listing in his eBay store. Do you prefer to listing on your phone is kind of nice in the sense that you can just chill on your couch or anywhere and do it. While
we have a laptop.
Mhm.
I like to use the laptop because I feel like you can really work a lot faster with a mouse and a keyboard. If you want to commit to listing on eBay, I would commit a number of items rather than hours. I mean, hours is great, but there are some things that just take longer to list than other things. You could like list, 10, 20 video games in, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. But if you have like appliances or books or things, that are a lot of different things, it's going to take you even longer because they're just different things. But I definitely like using a computer, even more so with two screens than just your phone.
One to ask, how do you find internet? So I mean, you got your Craigslist, Facebook group, stuff like that. Favorite and worst ever picks. Honestly, like the Dan sale was a really good pick.
Yeah.
I really did like that $1,600 video game lot that we got. I'm very video game biased. I love this stuff, and like I could swim in an ocean of video games and be completely satisfied doing so. But I know not everybody's like crazy, so let me think. Non-video games.
I think that the horror posters
Those
were
are
really
cool. Those were really
Yeah.
cool. I don't know if I could put them in my best like profit picks though, but we did decent on them.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
They're cool, though.
yeah, they're cool. Worst ever. I mean, honestly, like most of our buys have been pretty insulated from being like a worst ever in the sense of like, okay, I got $5 or $10 into this. It's not really the end of the world. Like,
Especially when you are a volume seller. So
yeah, we're trying to be volume sellers. Like at the end of the day, like if I bought something for $10 and I sold it to like one of you guys came over to our Whatnot show and I just wanted to get rid of it and sold it for $5, not a big deal.
Yeah.
So I will say that's kind of one of the nice feature of like supplementing your eBay reselling with them.
Dawn, I think that we've gotten really good, or at least I've gotten really good at estimating the size of box, something will fit in, how much material used to cushion that box, what have you. If you ever have any doubt, find the box, pack it, and weigh it, and then use that. And then it's basically calculated shipping for exactly what it is. If you can't do that, you're going to have to take your best guess. Will it fit in a cube? Will it fit in a bigger cube? How much will it weigh? If you have to overestimate a little bit, do that.
So I'm going to hand it over to Jess for another 3 minutes. I'll be right back.
Important business stuff.
Too much coffee earlier.
It's business stuff. Steven says, absolutely loves watching your videos, Dustin. You're amazing and have a ton of useful info for reselling as he walks back in the room. I love you and your wife's energy and passion for what you do. Also, thank you for your service.
You're welcome. No, but thank you. Thank you for watching.
That's funny. Let's see. Are we fans of Harry Tornado? I mean, we watch his videos when they come up. They do really well at the bins, at the Goodwill bins. Our bins are crazy. I would also call them maybe a death trap because it's just like his seem very calm compared to ours, but he thinks that Dustin is an intruder, I guess. We like Dave too. Dave's good people. Should you quit your job and do reselling? Would you recommend doing it part-time first of all? Oh, if you're not even part-time, I would not quit my job to go reselling full-time. Always start small and work your way in. Because if you have right now a 40-hour work week, full-time job, you can utilize the time after work, on the weekends, all of that stuff to build up your inventory, because you don't go from 0 to 60 in a second. So don't expect to replace your income from your full-time job like that. You want to go slow and get into it and establish yourself before you quit your job. Because you also have to remember, if you don't have a partner that also has a full-time job, you have to pay for health insurance. And that is not cheap. If there's something I'm passionate about, it is hating health insurance, or at least the premiums that we have to pay. You know who else spent time in the military in Germany? Elvis.
You could have went a way different direction with that.
Oh, yeah. When and how did we meet? We met like 8 years ago on the internet, maybe 9 years ago on the internet.
Probably 9 years ago, yeah.
Oh yeah, Snapper. That's Snapper.
Hey, Snapper.
Oh.
AKA Stacy.
Stacy.
We're catching up. We're gonna do it. We used to do a lot of bin sale liquidation bin videos. You can actually check out the playlist. But we don't anymore. We've migrated more towards yard sales and thrift stores specifically. Do you ever go to Goodwill bins? So ironically, I heard her talking about the Goodwill bins. There's going to be some stop-ins in the video series that I'm starting next week. This week is going to have some Boehner thrift videos, but next week is going to be insane.
He's got stinky breath.
Listen up. Photographing stuff. Yeah, we kind of like to break it down like that. Like photograph the stuff, then list it. Like just get a ton of photos stored up.
That's the easiest way to do it. I think it takes far too long and far too much time if you take pictures, list, then just taking a bunch of pictures and then spending a bunch of time listing.
Who is the best picker out there not named Philly Flipper in Florida? Obviously, the Philly Flipper Live, I think, is the best one. Totally different guy, though.
Oh, totally different guy. You do need to change your name to Florida
Love
Flipper.
the channel. Can you please give me a shout out? Oh, no. No.
Nice try.
Do you have any listing tips to get things listed faster?
Ooh, I do.
Go.
To get things listed faster, picture and list like items together. So if you have video games, obviously, and they're all PS2, do all the PS2. Or even if you just have a bunch of different video games, do all the video games in one big chunk. And then, do all of the t-shirts in one big chunk. If you have like item things, they will go up faster.
1 second here, guys. I just want this is gonna be I paused in time. So this is our Amazon affiliate store, and we get something if you buy through here, but really you could just use as an example of some of the stuff we use, and you can buy it anywhere you want. You don't have to buy it from Amazon or through our link. You can just look. And somebody asked a question, so this is relevant to it. Shipping golf clubs, tips, other shipping options, and eBay shipping. So there's a few boxes you want to have on hand if you're going to be a golf club reseller. There's the one for the bag, one for putters, and
one for drivers.
And the driver one can sometimes you can fit iron sets in there. It just depends.
So you have 6x6 by 48, which
I can never remember the numbers.
Long for drivers or long clubs. or 6x6x36 can also be 4x4x36 for the smaller putters, and then 12x12x36 for your golf club bags.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Yes.
Oh, back to the golf club thing. Other shipping options that then eBay shipping.
UPS ground, USPS.
Well, you can buy that through eBay, but one thing that I noticed today when I was shipping, we had something that we listed that needed to go out media mail. And for some reason, even though it met all the requirements for media mail, eBay would not let me ship it media mail. So I went over and I just got media mail shipping from PayPal. ShipStation.
Have you ever thought about? I have. I've seen. Cincinnati Picker, which, by the way, I've mentioned before. If you haven't, go subscribe over there. I remember his older videos had him buying a bunch of like those DVD Gaylords and pallets. I've thought about it. It could be interesting if you combined that with like whatnot. I know. But here's the thing. So you would get, obviously, if there was something crazy in there, listed up on eBay, and then maybe do like $2 DVDs or something.
Yeah.
In the buy it now section of your whatnot shows or something. I don't know, but there's definitely a lot of ways you could probably go with that. Thanks for the shipping package estimate. Did you just answer that? I'm guessing.
I did. I know it does take up a lot of room, but once you do it more often, you kind of get into the habit and know, and you can just estimate.
So Squirrely Resell answered to Philly's question is Squirrely Resell. Oh, you're down in Florida? Hey, thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
Yes.
And you did not have to do
No.
that. Do you know? Yeah, I don't know Tekken Sports. I know of him, if that makes sense.
They're best friends,
I've never spoken to him in my life, but I know who you're talking about. He seems to be good at what he does.
Thank you for watching, Kathy. We appreciated you coming out.
We have completely different like businesses. Like he had that like very narrow focus, and I'm like that everything all over the place kind of guy. Enjoyed watching you two. Must get dinner ready. What are we having? We invited?
I know what we're gonna have. Probably.
BB Bop.
No.
Zelda franchises or Super Mario? So I would have said Zelda franchise. Like if you'd asked me 10, 20 years ago. Honestly, like I'm pretty darn nostalgic for Mario games now.
Me too.
And a lot of it has to do with a lot of like early family memories of sitting in front of the NES. And then even after, my mom kind of stopped gaming, me and my dad and stuff would spend a lot of time playing like Mario games and all of that. And I won't cry in front on camera, but man, you can't, I don't know why, but that's 100. It's 100% the driving factor.
Along with
like,
you.
The Mario nostalgia.
Well, actually, I can be Zelda too, because I do remember getting the N64, and every time there was something difficult to beat, my mom would play, and she would beat the level or the bad guy or whatever. But yeah, those are fond memories from being young.
Can you share the link for yes, and the Amazon link I just posted? It's not in, we have nothing in our description right now. So like I just posted this in the chat. I'll post it again.
It is the exact one that we use.
That's the exact one that we use in there. You can buy through that link.
I prefer
buy it elsewhere.
Using that dispenser and taking the tape off and putting it on the box as opposed to a tape gun.
What do you recommend for shipping anything over 3 pounds? Wait, let me reread that. What do you recommend for shipping anything over 3 pounds? USPS Ground Advantage. We have a shipping profile and all kinds of stuff built into ours.
Well, it's all the same. If over 3 pounds, it costs more money. I mean, we ship things of all weights. So I would say the vast majority of all of our stuff goes out Ground Advantage. And if it doesn't go Ground Advantage, few things go out Priority, and even more rare, and mostly just golf clubs, go out UPS.
What she said.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got distracted for half a second there, which is a bad thing to do on a live. So, greetings from Northern Wisteria.
Wisconsin. I like your
Don't-
cheese. I'm not making fun of them. I like Wisconsin.
Didn't you live there for a while?
Yes.
Yeah.
For 2 whole weeks, actually.
There you go.
I really do like Wisconsin.
What's going on? Thank you very much for being here. Do you always, not always, but most?
Rarely do we have things that are calculated shipping. And if we do, it's because they are big and heavy.
I mean, quite honestly, like if you're doing a free shipping model, like realistically, you can't. It's
Bake it in.
Is it free? I mean, it's baked in. Oh Lord, Philly Flipper doesn't need the money, man. Like he's over there
banking.
making all the PS1 fines. By the way, like, can I give a teaser for next week?
You're the editor and the videographer. You do whatever you want.
Sealed Dreamcast. I don't know Tekken Sorts, but I know Tekken. That's what I had initially when somebody first said it. I thought of the word Tekken. But I get that it's tech and sports. Now I get it. How did you? I mean, honestly, the internet, so Craigslist, Facebook, that kind of stuff.
Yellow Pages.
Yeah, I've seen them, Leslie. You get money from me on whatnot. Although you did buy a Pro Picker shirt. I mean, we're blurring.
I hope you like that Pro Picker shirt.
Yeah, we didn't go cheap on those. Oh, hey, thanks, Jeff. You think you got me there? Cry away. And I'm good. I'm good. Are you guys coming to a reseller round? Maybe. If my social anxiety can take it. Can we see your gaming collection in the Flip channel? It's actually not very large. I mean, I'm being extremely picky.
I think half of it is up in the barn, though.
What I'm going to put up for sale. Yeah. The goal is kind of like to get something behind here and have it organized so I look fancy. What game are you both best in? So like, I used to play Arma 3 at a pretty decently high level. It's like a military simulator on PC. That's what I streamed on Twitch. And when I say a high level, I played on role play servers for the most part, but like, I was pretty good at the game too. I was really good at GoldenEye back in the day. I'd get my rear stomped nowadays.
I'm not good really in any games.
What are we having for dinner? I don't know. We'll probably go out, honestly, the night before Valentine's Day. Oh, you don't want to be my Valentine.
You never asked me.
Where's Hannah?
She's not in here.
Oh, okay. I guess it's you then. Will you be my Valentine?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
I was going to cook dinner. I got steak and I was going to make some potatoes or whatever. But if you're going to take me out for pre-Valentine's Day, we're totally going out.
Going the day of is harsh.
It's a bad idea.
It is. It's like all the restaurants are 45-minute waits and then like everybody's frazzled. Let's see. We got another Don's from Wisconsin as well.
I spent time in Green Bay for a little bit and then
we got a lot of Wisconsinites.
I traveled to Wisconsin Dells, which was nice.
I'm slowly starting to pick up some games that I'm trying to keep. Like we bought the Divinity 2 physical copy because I think that one's probably going to go up in value as Larian is becoming more and more established as a studio. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3, come on. And we picked that Baldur's Gate 3 up recently. I mean, ordered it. It doesn't deliver till Q2 because they're on back order. Also, like looking at some like the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games I'm trying to get together and some other games like even like a cheap one like Dungeon Siege 3. I set that aside so we could play that. Yeah.
See, Wisconsin's a nice place.
What's going on, Madman? Free shipping or added in total better. So I'd probably recommend if you're new to flipping to just do the calculated shipping because you probably when you do make mistakes, it's going to be harder to absorb them because you don't have like the cash flow ongoing.
That's true.
And then just kind of make the decision based on your business. I think that the free shipping versus not free shipping discussion gets probably too much discussion.
Mhm.
And probably what's more important at the end of the day is buying quality merchandise and listing quality merchandise consistently. You both ever going to take a vacation? We did take some time away from reselling in December and early January.
We did take a couple days off, not consecutively, really, but for the holidays
We
to
took a
spend time with family.
couple weeks off other than fulfilling orders in January too, really while I was injured. I mean, we didn't do much work then, let's be honest.
Slow, not a vacation though.
Just had a buyer file a payment dispute for not recognizing, shipped out the item a few days later, said they put the wrong address and was delivered. Zero feedback as well. I mean,
That stinks.
that's a stink. I mean, honestly, you can reach out to eBay customer service and see what they can do to help with that.
Generally, if a payment dispute is put in, eBay takes care of it. It's like they have your back because obviously they purchased something on eBay, so they communicate that to the buyer's bank. But I mean, that doesn't necessarily fix feedback or getting your thing back.
How many hours, roughly an average, do you work listing, sourcing? It's really difficult to say. The camera keeps going out of lens when I do that, so I won't do or focus. It's very difficult to say because we also have like the YouTube component and the time starts to really blur together. Like, does the sourcing time count as reselling? Does the sourcing time count as like making content? So that's difficult. I would say if you took out YouTube editing and all the work that goes with YouTube, I probably put in 35 to 40 on the reselling side of the house. And that's just me not counting her hours.
I would say even a better way to look at it is currently in a non-yard sale time, our days start between 7 and 8. And I would say they kind of end-ish between 7 and 8 at night. Sometimes a little bit longer, depending on what we're doing.
We do have a CPA do our taxes, absolutely, but
we do have to gather all of
the
the
stuff
information
together.
to give, and that is
A nightmare.
like doing the taxes.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely went with the heavy cotton, not some polyester. Like, we weren't. I don't know if Philly Flipper's still in here, but not like his shirts. I'm kidding. His shirts.
Does he have a shirt?
No, he has the Ukraine shirts, and they go to help a good cause. So I shouldn't have said
right,
that. And
right.
I retract my joke. Philly Flipper's great.
Philly Flipper's good people.
It's great to see you both live. Thank you for your entertaining videos. Best wishes to you from Canada. Thanks, John.
It's been a while since we've been live.
I appreciate you watching. It has been a while since we've done a live stream. We just haven't. So I got to a point where I was like, I know I just filmed this entire project last week, but we need to do something like on the channel today. So like there was no way by the time I got back from filming that I was going to get a video edited and stuff and it actually be good.
Yeah.
And I'm getting really concerned about keeping the quality high on at least the main channel. The second channel, the quality is always going to be
yes, label printer. Always label printer. If you can afford a label printer, get one. And I prefer the Rollo because the Rollo can take generic labels as opposed to the Dymo printer that can only take like the Dymo specific labels.
Yeah, Dymo has some DRM issues that I'm not a big fan of. So like you can look into it. And when I say DRM, I mean digital rights management, which is just saying like you have to use their stuff. And Rollos, you can use any kind of brand labels.
And Rollo just came out with, I think, a wireless version of their printer, which I would love to have. But
we're not sponsored by them.
No. It's just been like, it's night and day. If you are printing it out on a printer, cutting it to fit and taping it on your package, it's night and day when you can just print out a label that doesn't even require ink. It's thermal. And you just slap it on there.
And we're probably sounding a little ivory tower talking about our fancy Rollo printer. You can go on Amazon and look at the reviews.
Yeah.
And you can get a third party aftermarket, whatever printer for cheaper. So we have been. So I will say this: we have been sponsored by Vendoo, and we do use them.
Probably not as much.
Not
as
as much as we should. That no, agreed. How do you overcome crowd? So I don't really have a huge like crowd issue. She probably has
do.
a little more of that, but I
do.
do when, and I mean, I'm not saying I'm beneath it because Lord knows I've gotten in situations, but where everybody starts kind of getting the grabby frenzy,
I'm out.
that starts to get to me.
When there's a lot of people, I like start to hyperventilate a little bit and I have to back away. Absolutely not.
So White Castle it is then, huh? Oh, that's like back in the day. I used to go
No.
crazy for White Castle. I remember when I was in the army back then when I didn't have the same kind of like refined taste buds. That was like the big thing I was missing was like White Castle in my life.
I've never once missed White Castle.
I don't really know any. I don't think I know any. Oh Lord, I shouldn't say this because then like I'm like you'll be like, oh, you don't know any Texas resellers, and somebody will
You
reach out
probably
to
do.
me.
You just don't know they're from Texas.
That is true.
Oh, there was one.
Well, I mean, I've watched some. There's a guy named Texas Reseller or Texas Flipper.
Isn't the lady that bought
But I don't know him.
her car? Wasn't she from Texas?
I'm
That's
not. I
very
don't
fake,
think so.
but-
Hey guys, I love your videos. Are the Goodwills near you, Cherry? I mean, so all the stores are going to like any Goodwill. Like, okay, so all the Goodwills are different regions, right? So like there's a Dayton, there's a Columbus, there's Cincinnati, there's Lakeland, Texas.
Those are all, except for Lakeland, Texas, those are all big cities in Ohio.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you know, there's the one in San Francisco. They're all separate regions, but they all kind of follow similar models in the sense of like some of that stuff's going to go to Shop Goodwill, eBay, Amazon, or their own sites, and that happens in pretty much all the regions.
Yes.
I've heard that before.
Someone actually told me a couple weeks ago that I sound like Demi Lovato.
Oh, how did we miss this?
Because it just came up.
Oh, did it just?
We've
No,
had
it's been
two.
4 minutes.
Oh, it didn't pop
Let's
up.
be honest, sourcing is a fun part, and the rest is the work editing. Yeah, editing is definitely time consuming, but it's work too to like stay committed to it. I feel like when you're like it depends. If I was just doing talking head videos, like I could edit one of those in 20 minutes. Like if you're out there like doing like an activity of any sort, then it becomes different. What percentage of your picking is from Goodwill versus other sources and estate sales? First off, thank you very much, John. You,
thank
you
you.
definitely didn't have to do that. So really do appreciate it. But Goodwills, I would say like 2 years ago, like thrift stores was probably like 65 to 70% because like some like the videos don't encourage me towards the direction of like what I buy, but they encouraged me to go to thrifts even though during yard sale season. But I got so burned out on thrifting in the winter of 2022, 2023 that I took, and also the passing my dad and stuff, I just picked just to go ham on yard sales. So now we have more yard sale inventory in our store than we do Goodwill. So it's probably flipped. We're probably like 70% yard sales, 30% thrift right now.
That's probably right.
And last year, and if you asked a year ago, it would have been 60% thrift, 40% yard sale and estate sales and stuff.
I'm not sure what you mean if you're talking about the things that we ship. If it's 1 pound 6 ounces, we ship 1 pound 6 ounces. If it's a UPS thing, you can put in 1 pound 6 ounces and they will round it up to 2. I think that's for them though. I did not know they had a scale.
Yeah, I think I vaguely heard of that that product, but we have a scale that we just got off Amazon and we've been using that for.
We'll use it till it breaks.
Yeah. What's your hobbies? So we've been getting back into gaming lately, which has been kind of like our trying to like have a reprieve from.
It's what we started like
constantly doing reselling.
When we got
stuff.
married, we did a lot of in the beginning. We did a lot more gaming together too, and I like to read.
We got I bought the top reviewed third party, and it made me save every label individually and print from their app. Rollo's not like that.
It's like straight to
That
say,
sounds like a living nightmare.
yeah, Rollo is if you
Oh.
wanted to print to some random printer and it prints out, it's just like that.
You should be able to just like you're printing a page on a printer and select the drop down and then select whatever your printer's named.
Yep.
And then you should be able to print straight off your PC without using the app. I mean, I have never heard of having to go through an app like that, but that's definitely a nightmare.
I think if Rollo wanted to sponsor us, I'd be the first to jump on
They've
board.
sponsored before, but they never reached out. So we're not going hat in hand. We
Maybe
don't
I
need
will go and say, "Hey, Rollo, how you doing?"
we don't need the money that bad.
Thank you, Abby.
We're not that desperate yet. Actually, that would be a pretty sensible one, though.
As much as I like the Rollo, I think that would be a really sensible one.
I've never heard of the Nelco. The Goodwills in Alabama suck. Anyways, top 5 Wii games to find in the wild. Wii Sports Resort. And this isn't top. This is like your top 5 bread and butter. Mario Kart Wii sells faster than you can list it.
Oh, what's that really big Zelda one? And the Skyward
Sword with music disc?
Yeah.
No, that one's not that expensive.
Oh.
You're thinking the Zeldas on GameCube.
Oh, yeah, maybe I am.
The Mario Galaxies don't sell for a ton, but they sell pretty quick. At least Mario Galaxy 2. I think Mario Galaxy 1 doesn't sell as quick because it's part of the 3D All-Stars on Switch now. And then I'm trying to think, what's the 5th game? Oh, Punch Out. Punch Out sells really fast and for a decent amount. Of course, you got other games that are worth more.
I don't know
and
why.
then you have like Wii Party, but you find out like twice a year.
What's the baseball
Oh, Mario Sluggers.
Yeah,
that's a
one's
good one too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a man. Yeah,
I disagree.
I mean, she does a lot of things right, and she is good at picking. But yeah,
I'm better at the back end stuff. Listen, I like Australia, but you guys have a lot of scary things there that I don't know if I'm on board with.
I do want to say, like, she's done an incredible job on the like transitioning over to full-time reseller. And like she has found some pretty epic stuff. Like honestly, like I wish I could share it with you guys, but it would like hurt the video.
I almost didn't buy it. So remember that when you watch that.
Yeah,
video.
But yeah, I mean, like if it works, it's probably gonna top any thrift find I've ever made. So
which is not I don't.
So I do want to put that out there.
I don't consistently find the better stuff. I can say that I find stuff, but it's if one of us.
So major kudos, honestly,
thank you
for what you pulled off because it's crazy.
But if only one of us could go out picking, it should be him.
But I mean, like I have more time in it, and I'm probably more.
You have a better space in your brain.
I don't know
for steel trap remembering things. I am like a goldfish.
Don't buy the Nelco. So that's the printer. I will neither confirm nor deny if it is a good printer or not. But
I will say
you've heard it from Squirrely Resell.
Rollo is great. We use the wired USB one currently. I can't speak on their wireless. I'd love to try it out, but we'll use this the wired one.
We bought the wired one before the wireless was an option. Yeah. Do you have a top 2 or 3 most profitable items since you've been doing this? So we sold 3 of these Sony 500 Blu-ray players, which this is actually an answer to an earlier question, but I forgot about them somehow. But I got they were at this pawn shop and like they were sitting forever and they had them listed for hundreds. And they just decided to get rid of all 3 of them for $50. And
that was amazing.
I bought all 3 of them. No remotes or anything. And we sold all 3 of them for $800 a piece shipped. So each.
Yeah.
So that was $2,400 and they probably cost like $40 each to ship or something. So like
or
super
less.
profitable. We made like $2,200 on that, which is not normal, but that's just you're out there consistently. Occasionally you run into like gold like that.
Yeah.
It's actually in a video, and Lord knows the old videos don't get watched. So let's link it here for if you're very curious for something to watch afterwards.
I'm a fan of the cat painting sale. That was $50, I think, into 600.
That was a cool one.
It couldn't be shipped, and the couple that wanted to purchase it was
I'll
from
never find
Chicago or
it.
somewhere. They had to drive in to get it, and I just thought that was nice.
Sorry, I'm reaching over there.
I'm trying to find that.
I'm never gonna find
You're
it.
never gonna find it.
No, 650 videos, man. Well, 600 on this, 634. Yeah, we're over 650 videos made, which is pretty wild. Everything in Australia wants to kill you.
I think I would love to visit it. Maybe,
I know, Joel.
but
I was just stumbling on my words there.
Scary.
Do you have favorite neighborhood types to find sales? So it's kind of funny. So there's a lot of people, and you would ask this question to them, and they'll say the older neighborhoods. But I have had some pretty crazy finds in like newer money neighborhoods. You know what I mean? So like neighborhoods with like houses that have built after 2000. So it's hard to say really.
I think it's hit or miss.
I just go volume. I just go out and we go to you go to as many sales as you can hit. Like worrying about like, is this a neighborhood 1970s ranches, and getting super amped for it. I just go out to as many sales as you can. I mean, obviously, like if you see pictures and ads and stuff, leverage those.
I'll say that the 1970s houses more often will have sales, many sales in the same kind of area than the McMansions. So
I have 2 third-party printers, one Bluetooth and one wired, and they work great. Yeah, you can definitely. We've sold Amazon return printers to people with no problem.
Couldn't tell you the brand though.
I've sold them like $90 a piece back in the day of our Amazon bin stomping around. I have 2. Oh, I'm just rereading the same thing here. There you go. There's some printer recommendations. 6 videos. That's where it starts. Who is your favorite? I don't have necessarily a favorite, and it's kind of difficult, like to play favorites on that. So a lot of the channels, they're all great.
It's very broad.
Yes.
Well, there are a lot of channels.
I always feel like I'm gonna miss. So I know it sounds like a cop out.
I think that a lot of them are great, but some of them that focus on the video games are some that he would probably watch quicker than other videos just because you're so interested in video games.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this, you guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Hi from Canada. Well, hello.
And that is a very difficult and loaded question.
So, without context, what is a respectful counter? So, like, quite honestly, do you want to spend $3,000 or anywhere in that ballpark on Star Wars toys? If you're talking 90s stuff, probably not, unless it's very specific pieces. If you're talking like old 70s, 80s Kenners, and it's a ton of them, I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to pay more than like 35% maybe of like eBay value, just because like the amount of time and effort it's probably going to take. Now, if you're talking like carded, Kenner, it all really just depends.
What is the value? If you're going to resell it, what's the value? And if you're not going to,
if it's
double up,
if it's 9,000 and it has like 100% sell through, you should just give them the $3,000. But if like,
yeah.
Do you ever post on Amazon? We don't. So Amazon's kind of like a different beast. So yeah, I mean, it is like the world's biggest marketplace and everything, but they can, when you have that kind of power, they do, like, I guess, gain more leverage on their sellers, and they can gatekeep, like, you're not allowed to sell this, you're not allowed to sell that. So at the end of the day, I think even if like as a reseller, if you were working on Amazon, you would probably still be selling on eBay because the stuff that you weren't allowed to list on Amazon, you would have to list on eBay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's people that have issue with it. I'm going to say this, like 99% people don't care. And there's more people that are interested in being on the videos that I'm like, I probably won't include you. No offense, kind of, than there are people that complain. But there are people that have issues. I mean, there's people that'll mind you doing anything in life. It's
Yeah.
just how it is. Like, especially if you're public about what you're doing, somebody's going to have a problem with it.
If
And
there's
that's,
a problem to be had, someone will have it.
yeah, you know, I tend to not worry about what other people do so much if it's not directly impacting me. But I mean, yeah, in general, Shop Goodwill auction sites make insane money now. Well, now the competition. How often do you? We don't source online a ton, but I was when we first started our partnership with Whatnot. I was buying a fair amount of inventory, not a lot, but a fair amount of stuff on Whatnot at pretty decent deals. I mean, I was paying a little more than I would out in the wild, but I was buying it from my couch, so that was pretty cool. I was initially it was 31 Fox that reclassed into 25 Fox. So I was Signal Communications, and then eventually I believe they did away with that MOS like after I got out because they changed out all the equipment. How much of the day do you source typically? So like normal days that we actually go outsourcing, maybe 3 to 4 hours. But on
4
yard
to
sale
5.
seasons, it could go 5 to 7. It depends.
It's all over the place at yard sales, but normal like thrifting, I would probably say 4 hours.
3 to 4. There's days that lately. Yeah. I mean, really, that's not much of an argument to be arguing over an hour. No, we're 2 hours and 45 minutes exactly. What are you saying, Jess?
Do we recommend free returns if you are listing a lot of clothing and shoes? I will say that we have plenty of clothes, plenty of shoes, and we don't do free returns. We do buyer paid returns. So if they buy it and it's the wrong size, that's a regret buy and they have to pay the shipping to send it back. If there was something wrong with it, like it got damaged in the mail or whatever, then obviously we'll pay for the shipping to get that back, or, we'll just refund the money or whatever it is. So it's really your own preference.
So I know that like I'm kind of like talking from two different angles here, because one of the arguments about free shipping is the kind of buyer it attracts. But I mean, honestly, I think it attracts the modern day buyer. So I think that that's kind of a falsehood. But I think when you offer free returns on eBay, you're offering you're basically getting the wrong kind of buyer. Like you're encouraging, and you're just going to raise your return rate. And returns not only become like a monetary issue, they become like a customer service issue. And if you're encouraging more returns, you're spending more time on returns, and then you're spending less time listing, which eventually comes back to biting you a second time financially.
I would not recommend free returns because we're in the day and age of the typical Amazon buyer, and Amazon has all free returns. And so they have the mindset, if you could just buy it, I don't like it, I don't want it, I can just return it for free. So if you have you might attract that kind of buyer. So beware.
And I'll say like the other, so like businesses aren't really moving away from like the free shipping model so much, but they are moving. Even large businesses with billions of dollars are like starting to make people pay for their returns. Like it's becoming more and more common. So I mean, for remorse returns, I mean, honestly, if you're on eBay and they check that item that is described box, you're going to get stuck eating the return cost.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's just how it is. But like, I wouldn't go out of my way to I would do buyer paid returns. Like I wouldn't attempt to do no returns, because then everybody's going to check that item that is described boxed. What are some of the most negative stereotypes associated with resellers? I mean, honestly, I think you get like the whole idea of like it's greedy or something, and
that we're scamming everyone.
Or thrift stores are only for the poor, yard sales are only for collectors, or all of this. And like, I don't know, like
Yard sales are people wanting to make money.
There's a lot of discussion right now about like the video game reselling, for instance. And really, honestly, that only makes up about 15 to 20% of our business. If you asked me last year, it was probably 10 to 15% of our business. But I mean, like video game reselling being the example, you have a lot of people, they'll say, okay, well, like I sure wish a collector had gotten that instead of you. That's a comment I get, maybe every now and then, right? But I see it enough. And I don't really think that it's like any more noble to go out and buy your 3001 video game to put on your shelf versus like me buying it and selling it. Like,
Connecting it to someone else who wants it that's not in the area.
yeah, and putting food on the table. Personally,
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. I don't know.
Oh, I would
And there's
say
different perspectives on different on the issue.
outside of that, this isn't a real job,
Oh, that's
Um,
insane.
and that we should just go out and get a real job. And like,
A lot of people just say that to troll, though.
yeah, they do.
mean-
but I mean, I've had a real job, and this is way more work, effort, and time than a real job.
Yes, I posted on Instagram, which I don't typically do with my responses to comments. I blotted out the name and stuff to not be a total jerk because he commented it on an older video and he was like, well, gee, have you considered maybe if you had to go out and work a real job for 40 hours a week? And I simply it was really bad grammar as you would expect. But I just simply replied that I would certainly have a lot more free time because I definitely would. I did have more free time working my
tons.
corporate job,
Yeah.
and that's counting a 45-minute commute each way,
We pulled ourselves up by the bootstraps, and
which is a weird
created
expression, but yeah.
created a business, and that's what we're supposed to do. So this is a real job.
Sometimes I spend 7 hours at one thrift store. I mean, I have occasionally been known to spend a little bit of time in a thrift store if I know new stuff's coming out. I couldn't, I think, stand in a thrift store for 7 hours. I know of people that have done that before, and then like they get really upset if you look at the carts that are there for everybody to look at when they come out. But I mean, but it is a thing. And I get it. It's a valid strategy. Some areas you have one or two good stores. So I do also get that. Like if you only have a store or two and that's like your main avenue of sourcing, then I do understand. You got to do what you got to do.
To be fair, Ryan.
And we got a printer warning.
Oh yes, printer warning
There you go.
from D. Thank you. If you're shipping from Florida to California, that's automatically going to be expensive. So I don't know if $55 was actually too much because it's a very large package for a golf club, and it's going entire way across the states to California, which is the most expensive place to ship to outside of Washington.
We've got Steak Old Pony says, yeah, the TMNT Technodrome.
We sold one
Dome.
of those.
Drone. I always mess that up. But we've sold a couple and both of them weren't complete. But yeah, when you get one complete with all the trimmings, they can go for some pretty decent money. And I wish I had all my TMNT too. I sold it like right before people started caring about them again. Why don't you sell more on Amazon? Honestly, where would the time come? I mean, it's a totally different animal. It's a totally different beast than eBay. Like I could sell on both eBay and Mercari by like cross-listing with Vendoo or something, which by the way, I have been sponsored. We've been sponsored by them in the past and just want to note that. I mean, there are other platforms do exist to cross-list and all of that, but like you can't just cross-list to Amazon. Some things are gated and there's a whole new world that we would like have to learn. And then like honestly, we are just trying to keep up with what we're doing right now.
I don't have the brain space for that.
Hey, what's up, Barbara? Relatively new to reselling. So honestly, like a lot of people start with like the clothing and shoe side of things. I'm an everything reseller. That's my mentality. So we're everything resellers. As I kind of mentioned earlier, somebody asked who's like the brains and like, I'm macro, she's micro for the most part on that. And that's just kind of like our personalities and how we work together. But so kind of like from a perspective of like sourcing, I just like to pick and buy it all. But I do know that a lot, I think from a scaling perspective, like probably niching down does help, like just getting into clothing. And if you're new, just picking a niche like clothing probably is the way to go. Um, yeah, and I would say as you expand what you're selling and how much you're selling, having a lot of different size boxes on hand, the right size boxes for different
Yeah.
items, saves you so much time.
So I shipped a board game yesterday or today, and it's your typical like Monopoly size long rectangular box. Most of the time, what I do, as long as it's not like some $100 board game, if you're selling it for 30 or 40 bucks, I wrap it long ways in bubble wrap, pretty thick, wrap it short ways in bubble wrap, and then I put it in a big plastic bag. And it's always gotten there, in great condition, and I don't have to figure out how to come up or how to break down a box to that weird size. Just bubble wrap in a bag, which sounds very Amazon.
If you knew that you would earn less money from reselling full-time versus a conventional job, would you do it and why? So like, I mean, it really depends on what less money is. So like we do make money from multiple sources, obviously
Yeah.
reselling, social media, sponsorships, blah, 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 ad revenue.
We also have other endeavors as well.
But like, if I know, like if straight reselling, if we both went and took on jobs right now, if it was just reselling, say everything else went away, we would make more money if we both went corporate right now, 100% than we do from our reselling business. But then
Probably
again,
fair.
if we weren't doing YouTube, we would pour more effort into our reselling business and the sales would increase. So it's difficult. But if it just, I mean, the freedom to be able to do kind of what you want, but then again, you still have to have the discipline to do what you don't want to do as a reseller to be successful in it, which is like the listing. That's like really like honestly where the rubber meets the road, is like getting your listings up and actually listing the stuff that you source.
I'd like to say that I probably wouldn't go back. Even if we made, if we made less money just listing or just reselling, just because of the freedom and the ability to not work for somebody else, to do your own thing.
We
and
would have to
that
make
freedom.
financial. We'd have to make lifestyle changes at that point, I think.
No,
though.
yeah.
Which I mean, honestly, it's not like we're going out living like crazy, but we're definitely not. I don't know which clothes to pick up. I mean, there's brands. I mean,
You don't want to go out and just pick out nice t-shirts or anything.
no.
If you can find retro band t-shirts or jerseys, there are jeans that are good.
Rock
and
Revival,
lots of
Miss
jeans
Me.
that are not good. Miss Me's are pretty decent. Rock Revival, True Religion can be good. Anything that's like super bling, which I don't quite understand, but
not
each their own.
anything, because there are
Right.
cheaper brands that also put bling and bedazzles and
Yeah.
bejewels and whatever on the back of their thing.
A lot of Carhartt sweatshirts or hoodies and the
Yeah.
like. Those are pretty good too.
And you just need to make sure you're buying at the right price too,
Yeah.
because like, you don't, if you spend $5 on this hoodie here, this would probably resell even in this beat up condition for $35.
Yeah.
But it's a Carhartt. But if, you spend 15 on this, it's probably going to be too much by the time, we're talking free shipping listing, probably going to be too much by the time you factor in like shipping and fees and everything.
Oh yeah. It could be. Since we don't use it, I don't really pay that much attention to it, but I just know that Florida to California is a long ways to go.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
It took
that
me a
was the
second
golf
to
club.
add
Yeah.
back up.
Freedom is invaluable.
Yeah.
It's really great.
It depends on like, I mean, it's a hard question because like obviously you have to make enough money to live.
To make enough money to live
and to build a safety net towards the
Right.
future.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, as much as like I want to like live in my imagination where we're always going to have our health and always going to be like good to go, you need to prepare for aging and stuff.
Yeah. And emergencies.
And
for sure.
emergencies, yeah. Your favorite category? So probably video games, toys
Also
would be
like
a
video
second.
games, mostly just because they're easy list and easy ship.
Yeah, she likes them for that. I like them for that too. But I enjoy selling Nintendo Powers, even though sometimes they're profitable and sometimes they're not as profitable as like they should be. Because I actually like picturing them and looking at like the different posters and all of that stuff. I've stayed a few hours in thrift stores. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I probably the max is like 3. I had somebody they deleted their thing, but they had written like a lot of paragraphs about me on Reddit and that said that I said that I would go back to the same thrift store 10 times a day. Well, I didn't do that. It kind of inspired next week's series. So, you turn the hate into something positive.
Stay tuned.
But yeah, I mean, that's it. I don't know what else I was saying on that. The only reason I would hang out at a store is if like new stuff was coming out or something. What percentage of your income is from social media versus eBay versus Whatnot? Whatnot's not a very large percentage.
Mm-mm.
The sponsorship side of it nets a bit more than the sales side because obviously there's like no cost of goods for that. The sponsorship and referral side of things.
Yeah, that's just
It's tough to
money.
say because like we had social media, we had a better, significantly better 2022
Yeah.
than 2023. So it's shifted where eBay's doing more than the social media side,
Yeah.
which was the opposite, if that makes sense. So it was more social media than reselling in 2022. But before that, they just flip flop.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. But right now, eBay would be our sole if you had to like, if you looked at everything as like compartmentalized, like different
All of our things.
different channels,
Yeah.
eBay would be in the lead right now. What's the best keywords for video games on eBay? So, I mean, you're gonna like, is it CIB? I mean, you want to throw CIB in there. Obviously, like if it's an NES cartridge, you want to have both Nintendo and NES. Is it a 5-screw? You want to make sure you're putting that in there. So, really, just being detailed and thinking about like what are people going to search. And honestly, I would love to say that I was like some title master, but like our philosophy kind of has always been to sell one like this and then make sure the title's right and then just move on so we can list faster.
Quite honestly, though, with video games, I mean, I would be content with some of the more minimal titles, just like video game name, the platform that it's on, if it's CIB or no manual, and that's it.
There are YouTube channels dedicated to selling. Yeah, there's a lot of
Clothing, yeah.
there's a lot of clothing, like dedicated or focused channels. But I mean, we probably do 10 to 15% in clothing on
If that.
an annual basis. So I mean, you'll pick up stuff watching us if you're into the clothing jive. Thank you very much,
Thank
DL
you.
Farms. What is your advice when selling something expensive? If you're doing independent
Sale through PayPal.
so like I don't typically recommend goods and services unless they're like through goods and services is not friends and family, got it.
Right.
So I would never recommend the opposite of what you said, which is friends and family. I know there are some people that do. I just don't agree with the if they're not actually your friends and family, it's not worth the 3%. And yeah,
we probably wouldn't do super expensive sales through
actually
PayPal, but
it's safe through PayPal. I mean, it's the same difference. I mean, eBay used to
Yeah.
own PayPal. Like, I mean,
the requested signature is great for the
I don't
delivery.
think filming has ever historically done much for most people, but I have heard it offhand.
Yeah.
But it sounds like that. Yeah, requested signature. I mean, it sounds like
especially if it's expensive.
it really comes down to the general rule of don't sell something online that you can't afford to lose the money.
And
Because
get insurance.
but like quite honestly, like you are taking a chance anytime you list something on any online platform,
Risk.
especially with the fact every platform is going to favor the buyers because the sellers will go wherever the buyers are.
Yeah.
So it just comes down to the fact that like you have to like we've had a couple issues with eBay where we've just lost $200 before and like fought tooth and nail, and that's just money that we have to just chalk it up as an expense. I never did a video specifically on that receiver because I'd probably get too angry making it, and I just want to stay calm.
Do you love more what you do now than a corporate job? I would not use the word love, but I certainly enjoy it way more than I do.
I love the process of building something. So like we have built an actual business.
And it being ours.
And it is ours. So that's, I think she has love for that.
Yeah.
And he's going up to the other dog with the stick and then getting mad that he's near the stick.
Yeah. That makes you kind of a jerk, buddy.
But yeah, definitely. And honestly, like I enjoy, so I worked in like legal tech and I was sales and everything. And I enjoyed like working with attorneys and like having like high level conversations and stuff like that. But there was never any like love of it. And I don't think most people love their jobs. Like in general.
No, I would say not.
No, I mean, you have to say you
Being
do when you work there.
That you do what you do and you make a living, but love, probably not.
I have over 40 Civil War letters. Wow. That's something that I would do a lot of research on before you decide how to list them.
That would actually be something that if it were us, we would probably try to go find somebody that knew a thing or two.
We would probably seek out advice on that, to be quite honest. But that's really interesting. Those could be some good money. I mean, I really don't know what something like that would go for. So I have a few like anecdotes of things like that happening. So I've had like my cart outside of like the restroom at a thrift store and had people perusing, but they didn't take anything multiple times. I've had on new stock cards like I had somebody like I had literally picked it up like this and had it in one hand, and like the individual would grabbed it afterwards, and I didn't let go, so eventually they let go, kind of thing, which was annoying.
Never let go.
But like there's been moments. I don't share a lot of that drama on like the channel because I don't think it's necessarily conducive to like my business to do so, in the sense of like I have to run into these people, I have to keep at least decent standing with the places I frequent, if that makes sense. I don't go around like Goodwill missed this one, or either to like look at this fight at the Goodwill.
Would be a pretty sensationalized video.
I have there's a few moments that would make 100K videos, but I don't necessarily. And there has been times where I don't actually react to everything as well as I wish I did. I saw you in a Cincinnati Picker. That was like 3 years ago. That's pretty awesome that you just saw that. Really, he's a great guy. Loved his content, still do. And if anybody for some reason hasn't already subscribed to Cincinnati Picker, I've said this like 2 times this video, but he deserves it. And his shout out definitely helped out the channel early on.
I would say he's really solid guy.
Do you have suggestions on a few different size boxes?
It depends on what you are selling and what you're shipping. So if you're doing hats, we ship all of our hats in an 8x6x4. So it's relatively small. That will also be good for DVDs, small items, things of that sort. Another media centric box would be a 9x6x3. So those are 2 really good small size boxes. Most anything that doesn't fit in one of those, we use a 10x8x6 box. So I would say that's the most common size box that we use for just about anything. We have a couple sizes larger than that, wider than that. But a 10x8x6 is your middle of the road for just about anything. But hats, 8x6x4.
I can't remember and
that's
keep
like
it
6 or 7 ounces
in my head, all the different sizes. So I have to just like look at all the sizes we have and be like, we're low on this.
That's why I labeled the shelves.
Yeah. Do you feel like we're not going to, I wouldn't say we're shifting more towards them. Will we continue to potentially work with them in the future? Yes.
Probably.
Potentially. But I don't feel like we haven't really shifted. We just added more.
They're 2 very different platforms.
More workload.
Yeah.
Yeah. shipping worldwide. So we actually had an issue, and I'm going to link the video because I'm spiteful. I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest, but I still don't really care for like how they handled it. But then again, they're like this massive faceless corporation. So
I've
um
already forgotten.
if I can find it real quick. No, don't. Okay, so
Look at how young you looked 2 years ago.
no, that's the wrong one.
Look
No.
at that beard.
I'll never find it. But anyways, we had an issue where essentially like we got a 3-day suspension for selling
Oh, yeah.
a baby shark toy, but we had it listed, and the only reason we got the suspension was because a similar item, not even the same item, was on recall in the UK because we had our listing set to global shipping program, which doesn't exist anymore. I know. They banned us, so we never turned back on international shipping after that. We've had some conversations with people on eBay that have reached out to us over the matter, and we have debated, since it does sound like they kind of have their act together now.
We surely, I mean, we
On
would
it.
make more sales and do all that, but I don't know. I don't know.
We've got and then no, I don't know. I think like Matt.
He's too much of a nice guy to beat up. Come on.
No, I think Matt and I would be a pretty good battle.
Oh, would you?
Or you versus Matt. I don't know. This is the oldest on this channel. Yeah, that video. So my first video, and like most people's first videos, unless they've like done long form video before, tend to be kind of rough. I had a backpack mount on, and like the camera would keep shifting off to the other direction. So then like you couldn't really see what I was picking up. But it is a cool video. I actually did get some really good stuff in that video. The physically dirtiest thing that you bought that you could not say no to.
I'm trying to think of all the things I've cleaned in the
Yeah,
past.
we have so many things that have been. I can't really even think of one offhand.
Yeah.
I can't watch for long tonight, but I just wanted to stop and say thanks. Hey, thank you for watching, and
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
We got Lynn here. So Lynn, they purchased, and they do they have an unboxing channel or channels, and they purchased from us silverware.
Yeah.
And I hope that you're enjoying said silverware.
Yes. Yes.
And that actually was in our most recent
that was
flipper video on the
not
second
a
channel.
fun thing to pack.
We already knew that going into it.
Yeah,
though, so
yeah.
we're really
We were
happy
prepared.
we're really happy for the sale, and good luck with the channel.
Yeah.
What is your best find story? So probably honestly, like the best find was the what is it?
The 500 disc.
Keep wanting to unplug my mic, which is a bad thing.
500
Messing with it.
Sony DVD.
Yeah,
thing?
the Blu-ray player.
Blu-ray player.
They're 500. They didn't make many of them. There were 500 Blu-ray disc changers, and we got all 3 of them for 50 and flipped it for a total of like 2,400.
Which was pretty great.
But I don't know if there's not the thing is basically anything really big and space consuming becomes something that we're not necessarily thrilled about buying, but we'll buy it because it makes X amount of money. So like sometimes stereo receivers can kind of fall into that, and electronics.
I can get over that. What I don't like, which is probably the worst thing, and really the worst thing, just because if we've bought them, they are still sitting in our death pile. Vacuum cleaners. Just because they have such a large amount of work to clean them and get them, prepare them, I don't have
I
time
put
for
one
that.
back this week over that same issue, even though I could have flipped money for sure. There's other people that like really preach about the vacuum cleaners, but like
I don't even want to clean my own vacuum.
I don't know.
cleaner
I think they
here.
kind of suck. Did you ever try Pirate Ship? We have, and then like we tend to find the eBay rates to be better for us most of the
And
time.
it's easier to stay on platform.
Do you all add a thank you note? We add only thank you notes for viewer sales typically, unless like
And sometimes, it's sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on how much time it takes me to do whatever I'm doing. But if I know you're a viewer, I'll try to throw in a sticker.
How do you source your boxes to be cost effective? So we purchase our boxes on a myriad of places, but
We've purchased some on Amazon because you can only get that size on Amazon, and I haven't looked other places. And we shop a lot on eBay for boxes and bubble wrap, just because you can find the mix between the right price and the ethical type of seller. So
and we got, does your mailman pick up us used to? Now we do
thank
drop
you
offs
for
because
your
we
service
moved.
as a mailman. Let me tell you. We loved our old mailman from our old house. He was the happiest guy you've ever met.
Yeah.
But now we're on a rural route, and so I just take everything to the post office.
It's more difficult to like expect
Ask
the
them to come
pickups
in,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Blackbeard has been around the channel for quite some time. He's been missing.
Been missing.
You do have a lot of videos to catch up on.
Yeah.
We desperately need your views and
Yes.
comments. But no, thank you for being with the channel for so long, and appreciate you stopping in, man. It's
Yeah.
good to see you. And what apps do you use to see price? So mainly eBay. Like if I have to go off eBay to find stuff, I will. And it's the same thing with sell-through. You're just comparing the amount of active listings to how many have sold in the last 90 days to give you kind of that general idea if it makes sense to buy or not.
Yeah.
Next Pro Flipper video, I mean, maybe next week. So the Pro Picker channel desperately needs videos. And honestly, like if it came to like priority, which the Pro Picker video tomorrow and the next few that I have in the works, especially the special thing I went out and filmed for 7 days, that's going to take priority because like without the Pro Picker video, there will be no Pro Flipper videos, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So like,
they're coming.
Yeah.
We filmed all of our stuff, so we have the footage. It's just a matter of the time.
honestly, I went like, so I'll be real. Like the last video that didn't perform, like I wanted it to, but I also understand why it didn't, and it was my fault. So I do take accountability for that. So I wanted to do something special. So like I put aside some footage for these next couple videos to make sure they're really high quality, but then I went and filmed something insane and acted like I don't know, when I get too obsessed about something, and went crazy. And that's going to become probably one of the more interesting thrifting videos I've ever done.
The concept is good anyway.
Debbie's leaving, so bye, Debbie.
Bye, Debbie.
I just cut in line there, but have a good
You're
night.
welcome.
Have a good night, Debbie, and thanks, Hillary.
Yes.
Shoe boxes, yep.
We do reuse boxes that come in if I deem them as good enough quality. So if we get Amazon packages in, which we do more often than we should, we'll reuse boxes from them and bags and stuff like that.
So we do have Samsung S23 Ultras.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Mama.
Love you too.
You can call your local Yeah, you can.
I know. I just haven't done it yet. I'm not close with our post person yet. I was
about to say there's thank you notes for viewers. Yeah. So sometimes we'll do both. Sometimes one.
Aggie, right? I officially feel loved. Yeah.
But for you, you got both.
But if you buy and you don't say that you're a viewer, then I don't know. So I don't
like, yeah, on eBay, like if somebody were to purchase from us that was a viewer, sometimes it's confusing because people won't leave the comments that they are one. And then I'm like, I recognize this name.
Yeah.
What's going on, Brett? Dollar Tree stores are great for boxes. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if you're starting out and you just like have a very shoestring budget, I've heard of like phone stores and people going into like the dumpsters behind them. Now, if you get in legal trouble for this, I never recommended it. I'm just saying that I've heard of people doing this.
A better option. And I've done this actually a lot.
Are you going to admit to a felony on stream?
Your local grocery store. We have Kroger around here. I have gone in, and it's usually good when you go, like early in the morning or later in the evening when they're stocking, because all they do is break down boxes and shove them in a cart. And you can just go up and be like, hey, can I have these boxes? And usually they say, actually every time they say yes, because otherwise they have to take it back to the box crusher. And so you're just creating less work for them. So you can get free boxes from the grocery store.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you.
Sorry,
for
I was
input.
half reading something while you said that.
And not
like,
listening.
well, so we can keep up, but we're really catching up now. I'm not a reseller, have a publishing, but fascinated with the energy. Please look at. Yeah, that's the thing. We are starting. At least I'm starting to finally like recognize. Like I'm going to be in this. I mean,
For the long haul.
yeah, for the long haul. And I think like Jess will either be full time or part time capacity. I mean, in the future, forever as well.
Yeah.
In this, like, so like
importance
we
of
have
taking
we
care
have
of
to have a little bit of a
yourself.
balance.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out where that balance will be. When you source
hard.
separately, do you tend so we mainly look for stuff to resell. We have a lot of what we need. So like we don't necessarily like buy for ourselves too often, but I have been picking a game here or two.
I don't specifically look for things for us or for me when out thrifting, but if I see something that I'm like, oh, I could really use that. Actually, we just bought something the other day. I have somehow lost over the years my measuring cups. So we
Yeah.
bought a set of measuring cups and a set of measuring spoons for the kitchen at the store the other day.
Do you sell on Mercari? Yes. Through so cross listing through Vendu on there, and sometimes I set aside things where I'm like, I think this might be an eBay Vero, but might be on the fence on it. Maybe we'll go with it on Mercari. Obviously, we're not like listing like things that are blatantly against like the terms of services on Mercari or something. But sometimes we'll be we'll have like things that we might not list on eBay that we'll list on there.
And there are some things that you can't sell on Mercari, but you can sell on Poshmark. So
yeah,
we'll
so
do that too.
Michael, that's actually like the eternal question that I struggle with. No, really, on a daily basis. Like, well, from two angles, like how much time to put into the reselling business versus how much time to put into like social media and making content and making videos and all of that. So I struggle on that side. And then I also struggle on the like quantity versus quality and like how much do people want to see on YouTube. And then again, now it's kind of like that's even why I made like the Pro Flipper channel was because like there's stuff I want to share, but it's stuff that's not necessarily good for everyone that comes out just to check out like look at the cool stuff we bought.
There's also a relevancy issue as well, because if you disappear, people are less interested. So you still have to keep making content.
Yeah. So we thought about buying storage units over this winter, and then things just didn't work out for that to occur. So
it might be a future thing. We have to really get the barn organized and get our first bay set up into the way that we like it, so it's more streamlined, so that we have room to process something of that magnitude in a meaningful way.
And there will be probably me appearing on a couple other channels in the future, by the way, guys. So I will post that on Instagram. And
you famous.
Well, I mean, I was asked to like ramble about it's probably maybe nerd stuff like video games and like
okay, I got
more
better
reselling
stuff.
So you'll probably see me posting about that in the future. But as far as things going on in the on the channel, guys, our brightest days are ahead of us. Probably 25-30 minute thrifting videos, a couple of those coming up, and then afterwards next week we have been filming I've been filming all week a crazy video. I don't think I can fit it all in one video, probably a couple to 3 videos series, and I think it'll be enjoyable. What I have envisioned for it is very grandiose and big, and it's definitely it's gonna be over 100 hours of time invested between the filming and editing and thumbnails and titles and all that.
So make sure you watch all the upcoming videos on the Pro Picker channel
because
to make him feel like it's worth it.
Yeah, but definitely like if you don't like the videos, it won't be for lack of work.
Yeah,
because they're very intense. Biggest struggle of working with your significant other. So I mean, it's very difficult waking up every day and working with somebody that's so beautiful and that I love so much. I do actually love her so much, though.
I love you so much.
And I do really enjoy spending my time with her. I mean, honestly, like, I don't think there's a ton.
I think I have a legitimate answer.
Go
that.
for it. Go for it.
I think the probably one of the bigger struggles. I'm a kind of a
Mercy
linear
City.
minded person where I know all of these things I need to do and all of the goals that I have in a day, and that's important to me. And so I think one of the bigger struggles that it is that we have is deciding what's important to each other and focusing on those things. So I know that the Pro Picker channel is the most important thing, but I also want to do all these other things, and I can't do that if I'm focusing on this. And to me, that can be frustrating. And I know it can be frustrating for you if I'm like, I got to do these things, and you're like, no, I got to do this thing. So that can be a struggle, but I think that
That struggle though, would I'll note this, like, if we had if you were partners with somebody that wasn't your life partner, it would still be that same issue.
oh yeah. So I guess
So-
that's not really. I mean, of working with him,
I'm actually a lot more easygoing than I probably seem because I have RBF, resting B face.
yeah.
So like it makes
He's
it look
alright.
it makes it look like I'm a mean guy. But I'm very nice. Am I not? See, dogs love me. Dogs love me.
Moose likes everyone.
Moose likes me
He
more
loves you.
though.
Moose will only let him hold him upside down like a baby. He won't let me because as soon as I do it, he tries to bite my hands off.
He's gonna. Oh, jeez, I'm flashing the.
See, look.
It's all fur.
And he likes to look at me when he's doing that to say, look, Dad's holding me. What a butt.
But yeah, I'm a firm believer in never like really picking the names of dogs. Like I like to adopt and then like whatever they respond to. So that's how we ended up with Moose as the name. It was supposed to be Chocolate Moose, but I thought they meant Moose like the animal.
And it's better as Moose the animal. I didn't name Rowdy. I think a neighborhood boy named him. I wanted to name him Rudy.
And Hannah was named Hannah and already
Yeah.
responded to that name.
Yeah.
I've got yeah.
I didn't know you could give. Oh, from the
Yeah, well,
deliveries.
yeah, that's what they mean. Yeah. So, content creating, start with a good editing software because, like, quite honestly, I didn't, and like, I never have the time to go like learn Adobe Premiere Pro. And I'm not saying my software is bad, but I mean, like, start with an industry standard because, like, if you learn that, you're learning a skill set that, like, even if your YouTube channel doesn't succeed, you can go become an editor part-time for somebody or something. You know what I mean? So like learn Adobe Premiere. Not saying that it won't succeed. Seriously, when you hit 1 million subs, shout me out. But
Yeah.
no, I'm not kidding. I mean, don't limit your
Do it.
yeah, I'm not trying to like but it's good to know something like Adobe Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut or something. As far as like, don't go rush out and buy a ton of equipment. You don't need it. Your phone has a camera, maybe buy a GoPro, you know, that kind of stuff. But like, I would just buy like the GoPro Hero 8 or something, unless you really need like the front facing screen or whatever. What's the CPM? So it's different. It fluctuates a lot. I could pull it up real quick. I have the time. We'll pull it up here on our most recent video. But like December's better than not December. I know that's very helpful. Video analytics, revenue. Why is it not coming up? See, I make these promises and then they like move stuff. Revenue so the RPM, which is different, is $11.21 on my most recent video. So hopefully that helps you out. Also, have you ever thought of selling on Amazon? Yeah, that's a question I've actually gotten a few times this stream. And um, I would love to, but quite honestly, we're so tied up with everything we have going on other platforms, mainly eBay and obviously like, our whatnot shows, and then also creating content that it's just, it's pretty difficult. And it's a totally different like ball field. It's not like, hey, I could just cross list like Mercari. You have to worry about things like, what are you gated in? What are you allowed to sell? And all of that kind of stuff. Storage fees if you're doing, what is it, FBA. So that kind of stuff. Do we have any more questions? I want to make sure we caught up. It says we're caught up here, but that doesn't mean we necessarily are because I'm in StreamYard chat and not YouTube chat. My recommendeds are so weird on this channel because I don't watch a lot of YouTube for the actual main channel account. Oh, we do have another. Hey, what's going on, JP Kaiser? Hopefully, I got that right. Just want to say, Jess gives me major teacher vibes.
It is not the
Reminds me
first time
of
I've
my
heard that.
elementary teacher. Nice.
When we met, we were actually considering becoming like virtual teachers.
Yeah, but then like I'm glad we didn't because like ECOT, if you want an interesting read, apparently like did things with the money that they weren't supposed to or something like that, and that they were getting, or they were over claiming like how many students that were actually like being active in their classes or something like that. I don't know. Look into it if you want. But that was like the big Ohio online charter school, and they ended up going under because they
So
got that contract
we
pulled.
picked the right route.
Oh, I think I'm losing my voice. I went 1 hour extra, but I wanted to make sure that we got to everybody's question here. So I'll wrap these up super quick.
Wait, I do have something to talk about. I know you want to quit this.
I know you go.
For the shopping
Go.
carts, outside of the people that physically can't because they can't. I did read on Instagram or something that the returning of the shopping carts is one of the biggest gauges of like your morality, because putting your cart back, doesn't help you or hurt you, and doesn't help someone else or hurt someone else. Like,
It does hurt somebody else because it's going to hit somebody's car.
I mean, like, you don't get anything if you put it back or if you leave it there.
Well, no,
So
but
that's what I mean.
there is
That's what I
definitely
mean.
a potential of hurting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I get
that
what
was
you're
all I
saying.
was going to say.
Punishment, a stern talking to. Because honestly, anything past that would probably be overkill.
Yeah. Now you can speed run.
Okay, I was late. Anyone ask about free shipping? Yeah, so you just build it into the price. And quite honestly, like the free shipping model is not necessarily like for everyone. And I'm not saying like you should go free shipping or not free shipping. That's like a determination for you to make. Listing consistently good items is going to matter more in the long run, though.
Yeah.
As an eBay seller, I've been lied to, and they had no seller support. I've heard all kinds of different things. If you ever have like a weird issue like that, come up with one rep, just find a different way to reach out. So like if it's through email, call. If it's calling, you're having the issue, eBay for Business on Facebook, which we've leveraged less after kind of
persistence is key.
Are using so we do use Vendoo. We have been sponsored by them. There are other platforms out there, but we do like them quite a bit, or we wouldn't accept the sponsorship when we did. So I check them out. We have a link actually, and you get 25% off your first month. We get a little kickback. I mean, don't feel obligated to pick off based off of this link. But there you go. I mean, if you'd like, you'll probably have to copy and paste that or type it out, because I don't think it did the HTTPS or whatever. But whoops, is it there? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I accidentally hit it.
Mama, no.
Oh, so we got a whole slew of them now.
Your Mama Hype 7. I find it easier than dealing with calculated shipping. That doesn't make you lazy. That's just a preference.
Have y'all ever heard of saving time and making things easier for yourself is not being lazy?
Time is money.
Yeah, especially if you're applying that time elsewhere to be productive. Like
Yeah.
that's just being efficient. Have y'all ever heard? Yes. So Mad World, my anecdote on that game, I never really tried playing it. But I've seen a little bit of like video of it and stuff. But that was one of the first games I ever found for $5 at Five and Below back in the day when I used to do a lot of flea market flipping. And I may or may not have sold a few of them on a flea market table for more than $5, which
We're out of focus. Out of focus.
put a dog in the camera quick in focus. See, it works. Let's see.
Do we try and fix our electronics video game consoles?
Some
The NES consoles, yes.
the rest, no, really.
The rest, no.
And then we'll just sell them for parts. Hey, Shannon, just tuning in. Well, welcome. You're at the tail end, but thank you for joining in.
Yes.
I mean, it becomes a video afterwards, so you can always watch the rest if you'd like. Thank you for answering all our questions. I've learned. Well, I appreciate you stopping in and watching, Denise. I really do. Like, honestly, like us sitting here and talking to you and interacting, super cool and everything.
Yeah.
But like, you guys make the channel. Like, obviously, without you, there's no channel.
us.
So
yeah.
Thank you very much to all of you. Abby,
Good night.
enjoy your dinner
Thank
tonight.
you.
Yeah, thank you. We're probably gonna go out, honestly, out on the town. That'll be our Valentine's Day dinner, and then we're gonna bring Moose back a steak. Oh,
You didn't hurt him. He was just making noise.
oh, poor buddy.
Maybe we'll do like a what do you call that? Time lapse of packing all the items someday.
We need to do a shipping video, just plain flat out. This is what we
Like
do.
one of those boring ones that people just want to go and watch.
Well, I mean, that's what the second channel is for doing the things that would hurt the main channel.
Alexa, play Careless Whisper. How about that?
Oh, we don't have Alexa.
We don't have Alexa.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mama.
Ooh,
You're my reseller college. Oh, Hannah got stuck. And so we have she's a Jack Russell mix, and you've probably seen her if you've been with the channel for quite some time, but she's like 17. And we got this newish couch last year. I'll come back, champion, if I missed it. Or just put it back in chat. I'd appreciate that. Because sorry, I'm sorry. But she gets stuck in the crevice of that couch. And when it's extended out all the way, it's like one of those like couches that like a full like family of 4 would have, but we have one for the 2 of us and the 3 dogs. But yeah, as far as being your reseller college, we are not accredited and do not.
so credits do not transfer.
Yes, no transfers. And we have all kinds of like, what is it, fees and stuff when you want to get your degree. No, I'm kidding. Those private universities that do that do clean scratches on game disc. So we're going to get, and I keep saying this, we have
Someday.
that we have a couple. I'll be honest. This is somewhere where we're slipping. We are slipping. We are messing up. We have probably north of $2,000 worth of games.
Roughly 250 discs.
We have more than that. Then we have probably north of $3,000 worth of games that we need to refurbish right now. So we need to get a machine. Hey, what's up, Casey? Hey, thank you very much for watching, Casey and Shannon. Really do appreciate it. Champion. Okay, so we skipped his question, so we'll skip ahead real quick. This always messes me up, though. How many hours per day do you spend on eBay and making content? So I would say I probably personally put in about 60 hours, but it's really hard to say because like there's stuff that's like kind of work and kind of, like, am I on the couch responding to comments, add then maybe 65 to 70. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think she's probably around that 50 to 60 total range of work too, of hours. And that's like with everything.
All day, every day.
We're going to go back. I missed a few here.
Pull pack ship.
Pull pack ship. There we go. Do y'all partake in local sales through OfferUp? So we don't do really any local transactions because like like
The time it takes to go.
So you meet up somewhere. Okay, say we went to the police station and one of the spots that you can like meet up for Craigslist or Facebook or whatever. And then we meet up there and they're 20 minutes late. I mean, I just can't afford like to dump that kind of time into it. I just rather ship it and sell it that way. Hey, you all right? Oh, I just heard the door.
She wasn't stuck. She just needed to go outside.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to come back in to answer one of these questions.
Thanks for some great advice. Well, hey, thanks for watching, Barbara. And I think
You answered that.
just answered that.
What did you? Sorry.
It gets confusing.
Even though it's February, I still have not finalized our stuff from last year, so I don't have an answer to that question.
I would like to maybe do another money video. It's been a while, but I can give you an approximation that we're hovering around the 70K mark on eBay, and we've been consistently around that for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So I would guess that we're close to that this year, but we do have other things that we're like writing off on the business. Like the barn and stuff like that. So like if you're looking from like what did we net via the IRS side of things, really confusing and hard to explain right now.
Can you stop being that way?
What is up?
Oh, his toys here.
His toys on the ground. Rowdy doesn't even care about. Hey, thanks for being here, Ryan. Hey, thanks, Brent.
I think it's time to say thank you to all of the people that came.
Looks like I'm late to the party. Well, thank you very much for watching, Heather. Just wanted to say I appreciate you guys not bragging on your thumbnail. So like I'll put numbers in, and I get like you know, like, hey, this is how do I say this? So like obviously like everybody should know like there's a caveat, and I'm only going to speak for our videos. So like the caveat is like, okay, like I'm even looking at like some videos of mine right here, and like it says $400. That means like, you know, in my thumbnail, hey, this item's worth $400. But always know, guys, like the stuff's got to sell first, and it can take 3 months, 6 months, a year,
2 years.
It happens. Sometimes we have 2-year sales, and like you see that like in our order pool videos where I'll be like, we bought this 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I try not to be clickbaity, but there's a line, and it's hard sometimes to know like how far you can go with it. A good example would be like nobody on YouTube except like one person had issues with this title, but on Facebook, like people were just like, and it's because they don't see the thumbnails when they're scrolling. When you paired the thumbnail with the numbers and stuff, and I found $100 bills, it's obviously an expression. But then over there on Facebook, people thought I was clickbaiting. So it was kind of funny. I don't know.
Even if you think that the video has clickbait for us, it's always rooted in some sort of truth
or half truth. You made enough. I mean, it's not about a lack of transparency. It's really honestly a lack of accuracy that we could give you on it right now.
Yeah, I have a lot of work ahead of me to get that done.
Yesterday was a very, or not yesterday, but last year was a very different year for us in the sense of like purchasing the house with the barn, and also like, you know, like the truck, what parts of that aspect of the truck is going to be a write-off, that kind of stuff. And that's all stuff that we're going to have to deal with like with our CPA before like I can be super clear. But in general, our pre-tax net would be 70 roughly.
And I'd like to think that this year it will be at right around there or more. And
hopefully more.
And I'm hoping that next year is really going to be a banger of a year.
Hey, thank you for being here this whole time, JB Fox. Crazy.
I can't wait for the reveal too.
The reveal of our dinner.
No. Of my efforts.
Thank you for watching. Flipping in Canada is different to the States. Oh, well, yeah. There's definitely more stuff in the United States. So it is different. I mean, it really is. There's more supply, and there's probably, I would go, sorry, I mean, it's pretty obvious that we're the biggest market in the world. There's more supply and there's more demand. So it's definitely a different world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not our business. I mean, yeah, it's a fair question to ask. Like,
We
so
do
like
put ourselves out there.
in the
though.
instance of like you get there's shadier kind of financial videos and guidance in areas like real estate and stuff that exist. So I mean, it's fair anybody that's going out there to like discuss their financial position to, you know, show those kind of numbers. And as far as like, I'm finally going to find one and click it right and do this right. Um, I need to reorganize the playlist because this is crazy. But this is like, really, I'm doing it. I'm going to figure this out. There we go. That's the one. Then I hope I'm transferring over there, but if it is, it is. So this is older editing of mine. So please be kind. But if you're curious, this is it says 1 year ago, but I did this video 2 years ago. It's almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
And this was about our first year back reselling. And the title kind of spoils it, but there you go. And honestly, that really is kind of around where we've hovered on our pre-tax profit. What's a good tactic for scoring on new carts, the flippers at thrift? I mean, you just got to get in there and like honestly, it sucks in that sense. And I've been there where like there's this fine line of like how crazy how far you can go without being crazy. And like I guess everybody has their own individual limits. And then when you try and like surpass somebody else's limits, then you end up feeling really awkward and uncomfortable. So I mean, just do your best and don't go too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that's really great
Yeah.
advice.
I mean, there are always going to be aggressive people out there. You just got to get in there to the point that you can handle it and get what you need.
But don't do anything
That'll get you
that's
arrested.
illegal. Don't be illegal.
Don't be.
Well, it's YouTube. You gotta be
Yeah.
yeah. We everything we ever advise you to do is being above board, and honestly,
Yeah,
you should
well,
be
yes.
anyways. Don't mention the word tactics. I know where it's like, oh, you're in public accounting.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry for you.
yeah, you're definitely gonna have your work cut out for you, aren't you? This time of year. Thank you very much, Shannon.
Happy Valentine's Day
And-
to all of you.
Yeah, no problem, Brent. So, guys, we're wrapping it up here. We went an hour and 50 minutes longer, but I really wanted to make sure we got to everybody's questions.
Yeah.
If you ask a question after this, you won't get an answer. I'm sorry, but maybe next time. Video tomorrow. I'm going to make it happen. It's going to be amazing.
Yep.
And I try my best, Beth, but I do fall short from time to time while outsourcing, and I have
Everyone
in the past.
has their moments.
And I've had my moments too. So, and we balance our relationship. See, I'm gonna still answer. I feel obligated because like you guys are really the backbone of the channel. Like seriously. It's just kind of one big blur at this point, personally, as the camera blurs. How perfect. Platforms that we so really from a balancing perspective, we're trying to get better at it and trying to
We're
take
not good.
we're
at
trying to
it.
separate the work from our lives, and we're doing better now. We're taking interest in other things like gaming and
spending
and,
actually
and
quality
time together, watching our Star Trek. Yeah,
Yeah.
platforms we sell on. So eBay, Whatnot, Mercari, Poshmark. That's it. Yes.
Yes.
Hey, you have a good night, Shannon. Buy her roses. She's not a big rose person,
I don't like
but
roses.
she already bought me candy, and I'm getting her something.
I bought him what were they? A Sour Patch
Kids heart, and it was just too king size
Yeah.
inside of there. I really don't want anything
'Cause
grandiose.
I don't either. We don't need stuff. So
We're stopping.
But we are gonna go to dinner.
I got her diamond earrings for Christmas, her
Yes.
birthday,
It still counts.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Well, at some point we're buying. We have our finances are combined, so we're really just spending
We're
like
spending
the same money.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. She's not a Swiftie, but I think she likes some of her songs. Right? Would that be the correct answer?
I do like some of her songs, but I'm not like hardcore.
Yeah. One more question. Okay, this is it. Excel. That's how we do it too.
How are you keeping track of your inventory? We Excel worksheet and
Custom SKU feature in eBay.
custom SKU feature in eBay. It's a really great way, especially with some of the reports that you can download out of eBay at the end of the year to help track your cost of goods versus how much you sold it for and the fees.
Because I do want to talk about this, we are playing Divinity 2. It's made by Larian Studios, the same people that made Baldur's Gate 3. Good game. Good night, Gracie. And
Good night, Sammy and the Vindicator. If you're still
if
watching.
you're still here, good night, Philly Flipper.
Good
If you,
night,
I
Philly
doubt he's here,
Flipper.
but I doubt he's still
Good night,
here.
Philly
He's probably
Flipper.
busy and touring South America
Or
or
wherever he is.
Latin America. All right, wrapping it up here, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We really, really genuinely do appreciate the
do.
support. We have a Frick video coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know we've had a lull on content on the channel, but we have something crazy coming up next week as well. So because of that lull, and we will see you then. So thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.